Hi! I did not expect this to be the video I was making or when I was going to be making a video. I am Mare. This is NiteMare Bliss. You are probably new here. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I may have new people watching this, so I want to talk to you first, a little bit about my background, who I am, why you should be watching my channel. Because I'm funny, and I am a Gen Xer. I'm going to be 50 frickin' 5. And I have a fan too. Only mine has doubles on it. That should tell you something about me. The Chaos Witch candle is lit tonight. When the Chaos Witch candle is lit, you know there's going to be some stuff, some going down. So Chaos Witch is lit. The candles are lit. The crows are lit. I am a little bit lit. No, I am not lit. I actually have a Shirley Temple to drink. It's a nice blood red for Halloween. I am an elder goth. I also have over 40 years experience doing makeup and skincare and hair and nails. In the early 90s, I went to cosmetology school, and I was in school forever, it seemed. Because when I was there, I decided, I went for hair, but I was like, I'm not just going to do hair. I'm going to do the works. I'm already here. I'm already paying a bunch of money. And they said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do it all. Because I was already cutting hair, and I had already been to school too. Luckily, thanks to my mom, I've told this story a million times on my YouTube channel. But if you're new here, and most people are, because A, my channel's small. My mom, I was the only daughter. I was the youngest of 5 kids, only daughter. When I said, when I was about 12 or 13, that I wanted to get into makeup, my mom was so excited because previous to that, and still today, my mom's no longer with us, R.I.P., miss her every day, but even today, you could tell, I have a mohawk, a short hair, and a mohawk. I'm an elder goth. I am a tomboy, big time, what we used to call a tomboy. Now, gender neutral, whatever you want to call it, but I was a tomboy, okay? I climbed trees. I played with Matchbox cars, all the things. I was not into girly stuff. So when I finally told my mom, hey, I want to play with makeup, even though I was very young and my dad was like, what? And even back in the 80s, back in the like 70s, 80s, like a kid says they want to do makeup, parents were like, oh, hell no. My dad was like, when you're 18. My mom's like, well, when you're 12, we'll start to talk about it. Anyway, I was like 12, 13, something like that. And she sent me to classes at a modeling school. Actually, I was very tall, and I talked about this in a video previously. I was very tall for my age. I grew completely to 5'4" before I got out of elementary school. So everyone said, oh my God, she's going to be a model, because I was like, I was a beanpole. I was super skinny. I was super tall. But then I just stopped growing and became the shortest person in my family at 5'4". It was really funny and really disappointing because I grew up being told I was going to be a model, and look at me now. I'm doing YouTube for no money. Anyway, that's okay. I do this because I love it, but I am a retired esthetician, makeup artist, hairstylist, and nail tech with lots of experience doing bridal hair and makeup, special effects hair and makeup. I did some makeup for indie movies in Detroit. I did all kinds of stuff. And now, let's say it all together. I live on a mountain in the middle of nowhere in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. I left the big city, and now I live on a little mini farm where I have a lot of rescue animals and rescue dogs. And I am actually a private dog groomer and trainer, semi-retired. I was working for people, and now I work for myself. I'm my own boss. Ta-da! Hence, I can do YouTube when I want to, when I have time. But my grooming dog business and my dog sitting and my pet sitting has been blowing up. Haven't had as much time. That's not a bad thing because those pay the bills. Anyway, that's who I am. Why should you listen to me? Because I've been doing this stuff before any of these products existed. I was out there using the CoverGirl and the Maybelline and trying to make it look goth. Things like that. Trying to do special effects makeup with stuff that would only come out at Halloween, and I'd have to hoard it to last through the whole year. Yeah. Anyway, my YouTube channel has been around since 2009. And I originally started it because that was the year I relocated to Pennsylvania. I left all my family and friends, my parents, everybody I knew and loved, to start a life out here because of my husband's job. It was very difficult. And I started my YouTube channel because I thought it's a way to share. I didn't intend it to be like public and sharing everything with everyone. I thought I'm just going to put my new home. I'm going to share stories. As I drink it again. No, it's terrible. I do not know what that flavor is. This is not what I remember a Shirley Temple tasting like. That is bad. That is going way over there. And I'm going to have my friend Jeremy taste that. So what this video is, Okay. I have been watching Mr. Peterman for years now. I said I started my channel in 2009, but it was not until the beginning of 2020 into mid-late 2020, I decided I'm going to do something with my channel because I, like everyone else, lost a lot in 2020 due to a certain worldwide issue that happened. I lost all my work. I lost all my jobs. I was a yoga teacher at that time. I was teaching yoga. I'm a master gardener, so I was doing master gardener lectures and things like that. I was running marathons and ultra marathons. I'm a runner slash former ultra runner slash next year doing ultra running again. What ultra runners do is we do crazy races that are like 24-hour races, and yes, we run through the whole 24 hours and see how far we can go, and goofy things like that. I did trail races that are 50Ks. If you don't know what a 50K is, over 31 miles. It's over a marathon. I also did a 100K, which is 62 miles. 62 point something. Anyway, yes, that's the stuff I was doing. That's what I live for. It helped control my depression. I've had a lot of loss in my life, way more. I have a community note where I talk about that. I've had more loss in my life than most people. I've been through more than a lot of people. So when I moved, and especially I moved away from everyone in Michigan, I needed to do something, and I did so much when I moved here. I became a master gardener. I became a yoga teacher. I went to grooming academy and became a dog groomer. People ask me, why dog groomer? Why didn't you keep doing hair and makeup? The reason is I was already in my 40s when we moved here, and I talked to the state board here. That is who gives you a license to work in the state as an esthetician, a nail tech, a hairstylist, or, whatever you're going to do, makeup. I talked to them. I said, hey, here's my license. Here's my credentials. And they said, that's nice. You have to go back to school for X amount of hours. Otherwise, you can't work in our state. Because on the East Coast, I don't know if you know this, but on the East and the West Coast, the hours that you need are way higher. They're way stricter. The Midwest is like, we don't freaking care. We don't give a fuck. Go to school, pay your bills, whatever, do your thing, pass your state board, you're in. I did a lot of hours, but I still, even getting certified for all 4 of those things in a salon, which I did, by the way. I had a seat in the back at my favorite salon I worked at in Troy, Michigan. I had a seat in the back. And my chair where I did hair was right next to the esthetician and the makeup station, which were also mine. So I would be doing someone's hair, I'd go do an eyebrow wax. I'd be doing someone's hair, I'd put them under the dryer with their highlights, and I would do someone's makeup. I would do someone's hair, I would run over and I would do a whole entire facial. I would do someone's hair, I would do some nails. I mean, this was my life. I was doing all of those things. And it was really cool because I could kind of like do everything for everyone. Like I would have people book me and go, hey, I'm a bride. I want my nails done. I want my makeup done. And I want an updo. I want my hair done. And I'd be like, great, I got you in for the whole day. We'll do everything. And I did a lot of proms. I did all the homecomings and things. So I had so much experience. And by then I had been working in a salon like over 20 years. I had experience with my license, that I got my license. I think I started in like 91 or 92. My license, I believe I got in 1993. I actually have the certificate. So if anybody ever says, prove it, I have my certificate from Michigan College of Beauty, which is where I went. It's in Troy, Michigan. You don't have to look it up. I do have I have all the receipts. Believe me, I keep everything. It's a blessing and a curse. Now that I do YouTube, I'm kind of glad I keep everything. I have pictures from when I did competitions in Michigan. I did the special effects extreme hairstyle competitions and things like that, and did hair and makeup. And I have an ex-husband who is an indie filmmaker, and I actually did makeup for a movie that he did, and he worked with Bruce Campbell, as in, yes, the Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead. I knew Ted Raimi, who is Sam Raimi's brother, knew him through Bruce Campbell. I went to dinner with Bruce Campbell. It was really weird. And I said, I'll never forget it. He had a salmon Caesar salad. Anyway, that's beside the point. But it was one of the weirdest moments of my life. Also, I was with Bruce Campbell having dinner. Everyone was staring at us. And I think they were looking at me and my ex-husband going, who are those people? Indie filmmaker. Nobody knows him. But Bruce Campbell produced my ex-husband's first indie movie. The movie that I did makeup on and hair and things for my ex, and I did a voiceover in it too. I acted in it. I wrote a couple lines and I did a voice in it. I'm very proud of it. And I did set work on that and everything. And that one Jack White starred in it. Jack White, he didn't star in it. He made a cameo in it. Jack White from the White Stripes, who's from Detroit. He was like just up and coming at the time. This was in, I think, about 1996 or 97. And yes, Jack White was in my ex-husband's indie film. And it was so weird being on the set with Jack White. They're going, oh, it's Jack White. Like, watched him do his scene. I sat next to the director's chair, watched him do his scene. It was really cool. So I've done a lot of cool stuff in my life. I just don't talk about it all the time. But today I am, even though I'm 13 minutes in and I haven't even talked about this crap. Anyway, so, oh, by the way, I am sweet and spooky today. Wearing my sweet and spooky shirt. I love this shirt. We went out today since my friend Jeremy from Detroit is here. As I said, he flew in. He's staying for 7 days. He got a one-way ticket. And then I'm driving him back to Michigan for our 9 to 10 hour drive back. I finally have someone to go with me. So I'm going back to see my family in about a week, not less than a week. And Jeremy's going to ride back with me. So it's pretty cool. But the thing that makes me frustrated about this is I feel like this is a time is of the essence video. I want to make this right now. Because Peter Mon now has made not one, but like 2 videos about this whole, his lip gloss gate. It's Peter Mon's lip gloss gate, we'll call it. So when I started my channel, it was because I wanted to share my life out here with my family. And I didn't really intend anybody to, or intend to upload anything on my channel except for my first uploads were like a couple of my dogs, me on the river kayaking, and I actually titled it for my BFF Jamie, and I had me on the river kayaking, and I was like, you have to see where I'm kayaking, this is so cool. My first videos were for my friends and family in 2009. It boggles my mind to think if I would have just done this from 2009 on, where I might be right now, but everything happens for a reason, and it took losing everything in 2020 and having everything important taken away from me and falling into a deep, dark depression to have my friend Jeremy say, why don't you do your YouTube channel? Why don't you just do a channel? He's like, and Jeremy was like, you are clinically depressed, which I went to my doctor in November of 2020 and she said the same thing. I can't even be mad at 2020 going, oh, it took everything away from me. It stole so much from me. We lost people. We lost the best man at my current husband, my second husband that I've been with for 23 years now, going on 24 next year. Been together 23 years. We lost our best man at our wedding, and it was pandemic related. So we had a lot of loss. My mom passed before the pandemic was totally cleared. I didn't get to go say goodbye to her. I had to say goodbye to her over a video camera. And my mom had had a stroke. I don't even think she knew it was me. So I had a lot of stuff that I don't want to get, that's not what this is about. So when I started looking in 2020 to do my videos, and even before that, and like 2019 and stuff, I started kind of looking around, like, I think I want to do something with my channel. And I really thought a lot about it. And I did what Jeremy called market research. I was just watching all kinds of YouTube videos and seeing, like, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this channel? And everyone's like, well, you know, you've always done hair and makeup. You should do that. Or so when I first did my first few videos, and I think it was fall of 2020, oh my God, they're so cringy to me now. I need to do a response looking back at those. I wasn't myself. What I did was I went and watched like Nikki tutorials and a bunch of the big, that was before, I was watching all these people like pre-Dramageddon. So I was watching all the people who we know and love pre-Dramageddon. Jeffree Star. I never liked James Charles, for the record. He always just rubbed me the wrong, and they're not really my vibe, okay? I'm not a normie. I've never been a normie. I'm a Gen Xer. I just couldn't identify with these people. And the way people were doing makeup, even now, like Michaela and all these people, I would not wear my makeup like that, okay? I don't wear that kind of makeup. I'm not into it. But what I did, what it helped me do was I watched all these influencers and pre-Dramageddon, all the big beauty community people. And what it really taught me is what I don't want to be. And it took me making a bunch of videos that I'm really not thrilled with now. And I look back at my makeup. I don't think my makeup looked good. It didn't really showcase my talent. But I was also trying to do my makeup in a way that wasn't even me. Today, now, the makeup you see in the last year or so, even a little bit over a year and a half, 2 years, is me. This is all me. I was like, I'm not going to be my gothy, weird, spooky, Gen X, angry, angsty. I hate that drink and I will tell you about it. And let me tell you what pisses me off. I'm like, I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to try to be approachable. I'm going to try to be relatable. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I'm going to be myself. It's more relatable if I'm my angry elder goth, Gen X, frustrated, let me tell you what sucks in the world. Hey kids, you know what? Adulting is a trap. Don't do it. I'm going to be that person because that's what's relatable. Like, I want to be myself. I don't want to be someone else. I have been commenting on Peter Mon's videos for years. I have written him so many DMs saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am older than you. I was afraid to do a YouTube channel. I was terrified. I'm like, why am I doing this? Everyone's going to hate me. I don't know if I can handle this, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, like, I'm too old to care who hates me or doesn't hate me or likes me or not, because I know it doesn't affect my life at all. I have an awesome life. My life is, like, it is so, I hate the word blessed, but it is so freaking blessed, it's not even right. I'm very lucky. I have the greatest partner in the world. I mean, they're just, it's awesome. I really want for almost nothing. I want for nothing. I love my pets. We rescue dogs. I love my jobs. I love what I do. I love everything I do. There's nothing I really want. I want for nothing. What I do want ever is to educate people, because when I was working in a salon, I was a TG Linea educator. I worked for Tony and Guy, aka TG Linea. Damn it, my throat's going to get sore. I'm going to have to drink this crap because I didn't bring any other drink in, so I'm going to be cringing through this going, it's dry throat and cough or taste this crap. You're welcome very much. I'm going to drink this crap so I don't sound like garbage talking through this. So I'm already losing my voice. Anyway, TG Linea, if you don't know, Tony and Guy, is the bedhead products. It's all the people who brought you bedhead and all those things. And hardhead, the best hairspray in the world, by the way. Still the best. All of that stuff. So I was an educator for them. I used to go to other salons and go up on stage and talk about their products and what they do. And they used to make makeup, which is crazy because a lot of people don't know TG Linea had makeup. And I still have my makeup brushes somewhere around here. I have all my original makeup brushes from when I was working in a salon in the 90s. I saved them. I treasure them. They're some of my favorite things. And I have the makeup brushes that are the wooden handled brushes that say TG Linea on them. And TG Linea, Tony and Guy made like amazing makeup. Origins also used to make makeup, and I love them too. Why is this? Ooh, hello. I am looking like blown out here. My camera's like, shut up, stop talking. So this is going to be a long video, as you might have told. I'm a Peter Mon. So you can timestamp me and say, her video started at 20.21.01.02.03.04. I don't care. I don't care. We have to get to know each other because I want you to know why I'm talking about this. So anyway, I did a lot of market research leading up to, let me start doing this stuff on my YouTube channel. Strangely, I ended up making friends with Adam McIntyre in 2020 online, and he appeared on one of my Instagram lives, and he always called me his auntie, and I always call him my Irish nephew. And we do not have a creepy, weird Colleen Ballinger type of relationship because that's weird. I'm one of those people, like, I didn't know, when I found Adam in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I found his channel, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know who Colleen Ballinger was. I didn't care. Had no idea. Thought she was an Irish girl, an Irish influencer or something. Hand to God truth. Had no idea who she was, right? And then I watched the Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying video and all that came out, and I was like, holy crap balls. This kid's been through some shit. I have now over 3 years worth of DMs between me and Adam on Instagram, none of which are creepy or weird, because I have so much respect for him as a human being and how young he is and what he's been through. And I can identify because I went through a lot of shit when I was really young too, and I put myself in bad situations. Unlike him, he kind of fell into it, unfortunately. I, unfortunately, put myself into really bad situations because my mom liked to say, you're always looking for trouble. And I was always looking for trouble. And I always found it, and it always found me. But, so I love Adam. He was awesome. And then I was, to tell you, like, how long, I've been watching YouTube, like, forever, obviously. Long time. My friend Jeremy is a YouTube historian. He's been watching it since the beginning. And he does a lot of videos with me. We're recording a lot of videos this week. You're going to see a lot of Jeremy content coming up. You will love him. We are the total frenemies. We have a lot in common, but we have a lot of things we don't agree on too. So it's always fun watching us do videos. Everybody loves Jeremy. If you're new here, look for the Jeremy videos. He's a riot. Funny, one of the funniest people I know. Totally deadpan. He just turned 50 this year. We did a birthday party for him. It was really fun. I stumbled across Peter Mon back then too, and I was watching all his videos and everything. And I wrote him so many messages back then saying, thank you so much for doing what you do, because I'm older than you and I was afraid to start a YouTube channel. And, you know, I was like, screw it. Now I'm going to do it and I don't care. And he always said, be too much and all that. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I am definitely too much for most people. And I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. I figure it scares away the normies, as I like to say. If I'm too much, it's scaring away the normies, and it's a good thing. I only want people here who want to be here. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. I don't care. This isn't my job. I don't make money on my YouTube. I'm not here to make money on my YouTube. Like I said, I'm first and foremost, I'm a master gardener, which means I go to our office in town and I do lectures for up to 40, 50 people. I stand up in front of an audience and I prepare a slideshow on things like propagating perennials. Or it was dividing and propagating perennials. I also did one called Plant Propagation Beyond Seeds, which is dividing, grafting, and doing different ways of like getting new plants without planting seeds. Okay. So these are the things that I do. And I stand up in front of crowds and I talk about these things. So people see me on YouTube and they're like, oh my God, you're so great at talking on camera. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm also a yoga teacher. I would stand up in front of a room full of, my biggest class I think was like 40 people. I would stand in front of a class of 40 people and I'm balancing on one leg and teaching. You know, these are not easy things to do. This here, camera, you guys, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I do get frustrated though, because I'm used to being able to talk to someone and going, hey, tap, 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 Peter Mon, tap, tap on the shoulder, tap, tap, you, Peter Mon, let me pull you aside. We're going to pull you aside. Come on over here. Come on. But we got to talk because I feel like we need to talk. You know who else I watch for years? And Nick and Dustin. And back in the day, what's his name? Who's not on, who got sued and got offline and everything. Anyway, all the old tea channels, I used to watch all those because I was watching all of the beauty influencers and beauty commentary channels and doing market research before I started doing anything. So now I've very much found my vibe. It's been a busy year, so I haven't been uploading as much as I want to, but a lot's been going on. Life has taken over, and mostly my paying job has taken over. But all that to say, if you have made it this far, I'm going to timestamp this and go skip to this if you just want to see about the makeup brands. Because I'm a Peter Mon. I will, before he gets into talking about Jeffree Star, he goes through 35 minutes of 50 other stories. We have that in common. That also made me feel good about doing my channel and doing things like this because I'm the same freaking way. I identify. Peter and I would be a disaster if we hung out together. We'd probably tell 50 different stories before we got onto the one story we were trying to get to. But at the same time, we would both totally be like, I got it. I know. There's a thread. You follow. I tell my husband that. He goes, you're all over the place. What are you trying to tell me? I'm like, follow the thread. It all connects. So all of this is connecting to Peter Mon doing a video where he was talking about trying to find the perfect lip gloss. Why? Because he had to stop supporting Manny MUA. He always used Manny MUA's lip gloss. Let me show you something, Peter and everyone. See all of this? That's a lot of lip gloss and lip oils. These are all Lunar Beauty that have come off my shelf now. Being a friend of Adam's, after I happened to watch, because I always watch Manny, I have every single Lunar Beauty palette that he released. Every palette, all the ones he doesn't make anymore. I have every one from the very first. I even have a highlighter from when he did the collab with Jeffree Star before the fallout. Yes, I do. All of my Lunar Beauty is right there on this end. You can almost see it. The Greek one is there, and then I have the, they're all up there. Anyway, I have the face palettes. I have the blushes. I did not buy the last one with Laura Lee because I was like, no, screw this. I'm over this. Also, they're very normy. He's like into all these neutrals, and it's boring, boring, boring the house.
Boring the house on down boots.
Boring, and I don't need any more neutral palettes. And also, I happen to be watching the Full Coverage podcast. What I would do is usually the day Full Coverage would come on, which was, I believe, Friday, I would be grooming dogs that day. So I would put it on in the background in my salon that I have. I have a home salon. It's a private salon. I'm a private dog groomer. I do not advertise. It's all word of mouth, and I am very busy. I get so many referrals. It's getting crazy. I'm like, stop referring people to me. Just stop, because I want to do my YouTube also. But, and if you see my Instagram, go look at my Instagram, and there's cute dog pictures of dogs I've groomed. I'm plugging myself. But don't try to come and make an appointment with me, because you can't. What was I saying? Oh, Full Coverage. So I would have it on in the background, and that's where I listen to a lot of like channels, and I listen to a lot of things. So I put on Full Coverage, and it was like they were doing the big addressing, and it was back in June or July or whatever, June I think, and they addressed the Colleen Ballinger thing. I'm grooming a dog, and I hear Manny MUA say, oh, I mean, I feel so bad for Colleen. I can't imagine what she's going through. And I almost dropped my scissors. I was like, it was like the needle scratch. I was like, what did he just say? Because I've known Adam, and I talked to Adam in DMs and have learned who he was as a person and talked to him in DMs and on Instagram Live and things. Okay, now I have totally turned into Peter Mon. My camera also stops at 30 minutes, and I didn't notice, and my camera stopped. Anyway, so I was like, what did he just say? Did he just say he feels bad for Colleen Ballinger? I'm like, oh, F that. No, no, no. I unsubscribed to him. I was so pissed. And then I did the thing. I'm like, well, I'm going to wait. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I had also, like Peter Mon, talked about Lunar and how he was one of the people who came out of Dramageddon. I'm like, wow, he seems like he really showed a lot of personal growth. He seems really mature. He seems like someone I want to support. And that goes into what I'm going to talk about here today also, which is indie makeup brands that I love and support and why I do, and ones to consider supporting if you are looking for makeup that doesn't support certain people who we will talk about. I'm also going to talk about a few brands that are indie makeup brands that have had drama and how they dealt with it and what the backlash was and how I feel about them. And this is just personal. That's, like Peter said, my channel, my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't, that's fine. I will not tell you what to buy or believe. I don't expect you to tell me what to buy or believe. It's my money. I work very hard for. I work hard.
She works hard for the money.
Grooming the dogs. So I'm not going to waste it. I'm very cognizant and careful of where my money is spent. I am not a person, I've always said this, being Gen X, being very like sarcastic. I was raised hating big corporations, corporate America. I was there for, and being an elder goth, I was into goth, and I started out as like new wave in like 1984, 85. I very quickly transitioned into spookiness and goth, into all the goth stuff, Sisters of Mercy. Then after they broke up The Mission, The Damned, Bauhaus, Tones on Tail, after Bauhaus wasn't together. I was never a big fan of The Cure, I'm going to tell you. I liked them because I felt like I had to listen to them, but they were a little too they're a little too happy sounding for me. I'm sorry, they just are. And Robert Smith's voice, I'm not a huge fan of. I love baritones. I love me some Andrew Eldritch. I love me some Rammstein. I love the low, like the growly low voices. Even Wayne Hussey from The Mission. A little too high of a voice for me. Anyway, I digress. Where was I going with this? Where I spend my money and why. So I've never been a big fan of corporate America. I've never been a normie, ever. Was never a normie. Tried to be a normie, made me miserable. I hated being a normie. My first job out of high school was I actually managed a cosmetics department in a local drugstore in Warren, Michigan, where I was originally from Michigan, like I said. So suburban Detroit, and I was the youngest manager. I was only 18 going on 19. I was 18 going on 19, and they made me the manager of the cosmetics department, which meant I was responsible for reordering things that we ran out of, watching the sales, like what sold, what didn't. My favorite thing was I was in charge of the perfume counter, and I had the key, the magic key to all the really expensive perfumes. So that was really cool. But learning, being in all these situations, it really taught me like about corporate America, like Maybelline, CoverGirl, all these big brands that are in like drugstore brands. Worked in there, sold those. Then I worked in the salon, and I worked with TG Linea and very kind of bougie like salon brands. Then cut to way later, and a lot of life later, and a lot of crazy experiences, and fast forward to just a few years ago when I was watching YouTube, and I'm watching everybody use like NARS and P. Louise and all these like, you know, all the brands you get at Ulta and Sephora, right? And I just, I wasn't impressed. I didn't feel like they were for me, really. And then I started stumbling. This is where the YouTube algorithm did me right. The algorithm somehow knew me. It was great. I think it was probably other things I was searching. I came across 3 channels in particular. One was Amy Loves Makeup. One was Baddie Bean, who we all know and love. If you don't know Baddie Bean, you will very soon. She is freaking amazing. I just felt like, you know, I liked indie makeup. And then once I started really learning, I really dove into, over the past 3 years, I've dove into the differences in indie makeup. What is private labeling? What are handmade cosmetics? There are so many cool brands out there, and I'm like, this is what I love about makeup. I like all these brands. I'm gonna talk about I made a joke in my short about this video that I said all of these are brands that do not follow. This is a response to Peter Mon saying all the lip glosses he was trying, he spent hundreds of dollars on lip glosses, and then he found out from people that these brands follow James Charles and Colleen Ballinger and problematic people. So what I did, you're welcome very much. Here's why I'm angry about this. My friend Jeremy's visiting. Right now he's sitting downstairs waiting so I can record this video. It is Saturday night. It says only Saturday night here. It is 7:23. Here's my dog, Dude. He is very cute. 7:23. We are supposed to be going into town to have dinner, and he is waiting for me so I can do this stupid video, okay? And I told him, I said, it's very timely. I can't stop thinking about it. Just let me do it. Let me throw it up here. I'm not even going to edit this. I don't care. I don't care, okay? I don't care if it's a mess. I don't care if I'm talking too long. I don't care. I have a friend who spent money to come out and visit me, and he is now waiting for me so that I can address this whole Peter Mon lip gloss gate thing. So Peter Mon got all mad that he really ranted, and I understand his frustration, but he took responsibility for himself. He said, it's my own damn fault, basically, for not researching these brands better. Peter, welcome to me circa 2020 into early 2021, maybe even into mid 2021. Welcome to what I went through. I was like, wow, I spent all this money on all this makeup, and I hate these brands. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like the people they support, and that's when I got into indie makeup, and I said, I want to support the brands. I want to give my money to people who appreciate it. When I buy, let's pick up this one, the Strange and Unusual palette from Pariah House, which is one of my favorites. Look at this. Simple, amazing. Or when I buy Lunarly Unfazed. Also, like the most unique packaging you will ever see. There's actually a little pan in here where you can mix and match things in there. You can make lip glosses and stuff out of the pigments. It's really cool. Anyway, speaking of lip glosses, so my money is going to an individual woman or man or person or whatever, an individual person who is doing this because they love it. They're not a corporation. They're one person. All of these most of these brands, they're 1 or 2 people, or they're a family, or they're a very small brand. They have very limited employees. And I've watched, what's really cool is over the past few years, I've watched some of these brands go from being one person, being like, okay, we're one person in the back of our house or wherever we are making our makeup, to we have a warehouse now. We moved into a new space. We have a storage facility. And I'm looking at you, Menagerie, you rock. I love Menagerie. They've come so far. Lethal Cosmetics too. So we're going to get into all that. But I have researched these brands. So what I did after I watched last night, we hung out yesterday. I went to sleep about 11:30 at night, couldn't sleep, saw that Peter uploaded a video saying Colleen Ballinger and James Charles, I've had enough, or something like that. Okay. So I fell asleep watching it. So then I was like, okay, I woke up this morning early at like 8 in the morning, and I tried watching it again, fell back asleep through part of it. I don't know how I could sleep with Peter ranting, but I did. And then I woke up and I finally watched the whole thing. And then I got really frustrated. And I wrote a very long comment that I don't know if it's still there. He says he doesn't remove comments, but I've commented on his video in the past and my comments were not there. So the only thing is I could think is maybe he has a filter on for certain words or something, but I didn't use any bad words, so I don't understand it. But there was another video of his. He said, comment below with small channels and small creators who are non-problematic. And I said, hi, me. Hello. And I can name about 20 people I know who are other small non-problematic creators that you can follow that are makeup channels. And all these people are listing, all the people that are getting listed are like Angelica Nyquist. Teresa is dead. Lethal did a palette with her. People like that. And I'm like, yo, these people have like, they make a living at this basically. They have tens to hundreds of thousands of subs. They are not little channels. Hello, I have barely 1,200 and it goes up and down. Sometimes I fall below it. No, those are not small channels. I was getting really frustrated about it. I'm like, those are not small channels. These are huge. These are people who they all get PR. Okay, number one, they all get PR. I stopped following Angelica Nyquist because I don't like feeling that like if you don't get this palette, this is the best palette. No, this is the best palette. No. And it's like there's salespeople for every palette that comes out. I don't like that. So I stopped following her because of that. I do not watch videos anymore of people reviewing things that they got in PR. And I ranted about this in a little bit too, that Nomad was the only brand that was brave enough, and Black Moxie sent me PR, and a couple other brands have sent me things. Penelope's Tears, one of my favorites. She's taking a little bit of time off because she's one person who does this brand. So she's taking a break because it's overwhelming when you're one person, and especially if your brand blows up. What do you do? It can really like be crazy and overwhelming. So it's a blessing and a curse when you're an indie brand that does well. But I have had brands reach out to me. They share my pictures on Instagram, which is amazing because I'm going to be 55. So to have makeup brands sharing that for 3 years straight, Unearthly Cosmetics has put out a call for PR for influencers and PR. And every year I say, hi, this is the first year I'm doing it. Hi, this is the second year I'm putting out this. Hi, this is the third year I'm tagging myself. I'm like, I've been supporting your brand and I own every palette you have and I've been supporting you for 3 years now. I finally this year, I pulled a Peter Mon and said, this is my standing up for myself era. I'm going to stop playing small. And I commented on an Unearthly post and I said, just because I'm in my 50s doesn't mean A, I don't know how to do makeup. B, I don't know the ins and outs of this business. C, I don't know what's good and what isn't good. D, people want to know and they're sick of people who have Botox and fillers. Look, no Botox, no fillers, you guys. This is what I look like. Okay, and I look really good for being almost 55. And I've said over and over, this is no plastic surgery. This is no Botox. This is no fillers. This is my face. I just have really good genetics. I am Polish, Russian, Prussia area, okay? So, and my dad just turned 93. He's my hero. He looks like he's like maybe in his 70s. He looks amazing. So I have really good genetics. That's why my skin looks this good. I don't have wrinkles. I look a lot younger, okay? But that's a good thing though. But I had so many people comment. My comment on Unearthly Cosmetics search for PR people was huge. I had people commenting, yes, what she said. I want to see what your makeup looks like on someone who looks like me. I want to see what your makeup looks like on someone older. I want to see what your makeup looks like on someone who isn't filled with Botox. And I'm looking at you, Michaela. I'm sorry, but like your face, you go, and your face doesn't even move. All right? Dustin Daly called that out. Cracked me up when he said that. He's like, look at her face. She goes, and it's like she smiles and laughs and she looks like a freaking robot. It's frightening. It terrifies me. It gives me nightmares. I could watch a horror movie and not be as scared as watching Michaela laugh. It freaks me out. But it's so it just gets really frustrating. Like, why is no one listening to the Gen Xer with 40 years of experience at this shit? Hello. Hi. So that's me. So what we're going to do is go through very quickly now, because this is taking forever, my top 20 makeup brands that, in fact, Mr. Peter Mon, if you are watching this, and I don't know if you are or not, but if you are, 20 makeup brands that are indie makeup brands that I have loved and supported, some of for years now. I have DM'd the owners. I DM them. They talk to me. And I have gone through all of their Instagrams and I screenshotted them. All the receipts are at the end of this video. Every single screenshot I took, and there's a freaking lot of them. There's like 40 screenshots if you want to high-speed watch through them, proving that none of them follows James Charles or Colleen Ballinger. Okay, so, and I also found some indie brands that do follow James Charles that I was very shocked about, and you got to stay till the end to hear who those are. I was shocked, and they're brands that I bought. But we're also going to talk about how I feel about that. So, number one, we're going to talk about some of the gloss ones first. Not all of these brands do glosses. So for Peterman, not all of them are gloss heavy. Okay, some of them are mostly eyeshadows, maybe some face products, but a lot of them do have glosses, and check them out because they're always releasing new things. But you can know that if you spend your money on these. I specifically picked brands too that are women of color, person of color, LGBTQIA, single moms. There is one brand in particular that is a woman who is a single mom, lives north of me, who is a single mom who has been in recovery for years, and she is very heavy on the being into recovery. And one of the reasons she started her makeup brand was she's a single mom who's in recovery. Okay, if you don't want to support that, then that's, that's on you. I'm just saying these people are out there and you have to know where to look and how to find them. From the channels I watch and doing my own research and having a lot of time spent, because I have no kids, I just have dogs. And my family's 500 miles away. I got nobody. I got nothing but time when I'm not grooming dogs or dog sitting or whatever. So I do the research. And I am a research fiend. I also have a photographic memory. So when things happen or I hear things, it makes me crazy when I watch drama videos. And I know more facts than they do. It just makes me nuts. The reason it makes me nuts, it's not their fault. It's that I have a photographic memory. All I have to do is hear something once and I remember it. Anyway, so first off, Curst Cosmetics. I believe Latina owned, if I'm remembering correctly. They make the most amazing glosses. I love this one. This was from Halloween a couple years ago. It's got little bats floating in it. It's very cute. Yeah, there we go. Little bats. And she actually messaged me and said, you can get the bats out of there and put them on your lips. I'm like, holy crap, that's cool. I actually had just put this one on a minute ago. But FYI, Copacetic is one of the best smelling. As far as I love the smells. Peterman said he liked one with a little bit of a pinky. This is called Unicorn Magic. I think this is one of their limited edition ones that I got. But Copacetic, awesome, awesome glosses. I'm going to put this over here. Also, this is a multi-chrome gloss. It's hashtag glossed is the name of these. And this is a very light, see it, it's right there. It's a multi-chrome lip gloss and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a lot more color than Peterman would probably want, but you guys would love it if you're not Peterman. Number 2, Chaotic Cosmetics. Okay, I do not have lip glosses by Chaotic, but Chaotic Cosmetics, AJ is my hero. Anthony James, AJ, or Ashley Jade, depending on who you're talking to. There are two. I want to say two and one. Ashley Jade or Anthony James. Go follow them both on Instagram and follow Chaotic Cosmetics. Chaotic Cosmetics is a very, very rainbow heavy, it's very gay. Okay, I was going to say that. It's very gay and we love it. This is the multi-chrome hydro palette. These are water activated eyeliners. I have this. This is the Spectrachrome 6-color eyeshadow palette. And these are all multi-chromes. This was I think this was last Halloween's 12-color eyeshadow and highlighter palette. And ta-da, and these are all highlighters down here. Anyway, AJ started making multi-chrome lip glosses, and Nikki Tutorials actually, who does support James Charles, I'm sorry, but I did check, and AJ and Chaotic does not follow James Charles. So even though Nikki did review one of his glosses, he does not follow James Charles. Obviously, probably follows Nikki because she reviewed his lip gloss, and it was huge for him. It was great. Look at the crazy blush palette. These colors are nuts. This is the Bangin' Blush palette. The one thing I do use all the time, though, and it is right here on my desk. These are always on my desk. Always, always. And I rave about them. Look, there's the 3 I use. It's Black Hearted, Full Moon, and Ghostly Soul. And these are actually liquid lip products that you can also use as eyeshadow base. I keep checking. Black Hearted is always out of stock. AJ is very young. I cannot even believe that AJ, I've been following AJ for years. AJ started Chaotic Cosmetics in, I believe, their early 20s. And such an impressive person. I mean, one of the most impressive business people I've seen in the indie makeup space. Just the fact that this, I'm going to say this kid, AJ, I don't mean this in a bad way. This kid kicks ass at everything. Also has chronic illness. And I know AJ doesn't mind me saying that because they talk about it very openly on their Instagram. A lot of chronic illness problems. There are a lot of things saying, I'm sorry for the delay in shipping. I'm one person. I struggle with chronic illness. A lot of people who start indie makeup brands, one of the reasons they do it, they work from home, they're running their own brand, and a lot of them struggle with fibromyalgia, with different illnesses, different problems. It's a thing that I've noticed, okay? It's a thing. Or they're in recovery, or there's something. AJ really struggles, but still kicks ass, and still gets up every day and does this stuff. And through pain, and through discomfort, and through going to a million doctor's appointments, and all kinds of things. Oh, here's another copacetic that's really pretty. That's like a peachy, metallic, very sparkly. Here, I'll do a little. Ooh, this one's so pretty. This is one of my favorites, actually. Hold on, going back to, this is Photo Booth. This one is like, it's like a peachy gold, kind of. Really pretty. A little more metallic, too. But yeah, so Chaotic, really great. This was from last year. This is one of the eyeshadow, another water activated eyeshadow, eyeliner palettes. Really fun. So everything AJ does is kind of drag, but it's like rainbow goth. It's very cool. I love AJ. Just such an inspirational person, though. So inspiring. And it is really not fair that someone that young and so creative has to struggle with illnesses and invisible illnesses and chronic illnesses. It pisses me off because AJ does not deserve that. Way too young to have to go through that. But still gets up and kicks ass and runs a makeup brand. It's insane. I mean, it's just, I'm so proud. It's like, I feel condescending saying, I'm so proud of you, but I'm like that, the auntie, you know, I'm the fairy goth mother, and I'm like, AJ, I'm so proud of you. And I always say, I don't mean to sound condescending, but I'm so proud of you. If you were like my son, I'd be like, oh my God, you know, I'd just cry. Anyway, so that's Chaotic Cosmetics. The next one is Unearthly Cosmetics. If you don't know who Unearthly is, they used to be called Alien Cosmetics when I first started supporting them in 2020-ish. And they had another name before that. These are Alien Cosmetics lip glosses. Super sparkly, really pretty. They were alien. And now they are Unearthly Cosmetics, and they are doing these really cool freaking tubes. This is a liquid lip, but look, their tubes have like a little snow globe on them that are like spooky little snow globe with these crazy color changing. It's like green, purple, blue, spooky, very cool. I'm a big fan of their liquid lipsticks. They're absolutely amazing. I talked about it in the suggested video at the top where it says the biggest indie makeup box unboxing thing. I talked about how much I love the Doe Foot. I love their applicator. It's my favorite applicator out there. And I said I'm sick of people saying they love Jeffree Star's Doe Foot applicators. I think they suck. I hate them. I love the Unearthly ones. If you think Jeffree Star is the bomb and all his makeup is the best, you have not tried Unearthly Cosmetics. They blow away everything Jeffree Star has ever done, in my personal, humble opinion, as someone with 40 years of makeup experience. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, so this is an Alien Cosmetics gloss. It's like a purpley... It's very pigmented, too. See, it's got a lot more pigment to it. And this is Glint, and then this was Ornament. This was from the Smells Like Holiday Spirit palette collection last year, I believe. I think that was what this one was from. It's really pretty, though. It's right there. But Unearthly, you cannot go wrong. Buy anything by Unearthly Cosmetics, you cannot go wrong. I love this brand. They actually have, I got these in a mystery box, Gilded and Pixie. Now, these look like lip glosses. These are liquid highlighters, and they are, no, you could actually use these. I've used these over black lipstick, and they're crazy. It's right there, that crazy pink. So these are liquid highlighters. And this one I said, if you are a person who tans or you tanned, oh my God, this orangey one is really, I'm trying to get a lot on there so you can see it. But these are liquid highlighters that they have, but they're right here at the top. And then these are the glosses at the bottom. Very shiny, great colors. You will also notice that all these indie brands, way more pigmented than the stuff you're going to get for the most part at Ulta and Sephora. It's one thing that people don't tell you when you get indie brands is how pigmented they are. They're way over the top, okay? Next, we have, let's see, let's go with Wicked Widow Beauty. I do not have the lip gloss. You know why? Because it freaking sold out. But they did 2 palettes, and they were based on Edward Scissorhands. I bought their very first palette when they came out. This brand follows me on Instagram. I love them. I do not get PR, but I love them. I hope to someday. This is the first Scissorhands palette they did. And this is the second one, which is really gorgeous. And they did come out with lip glosses that went with these, but look how pretty this is. I mean, come on. You want to go buy NARS and Urban Decay and all that shit when you could get this? That's on you. I'm just whatever. But I really wanted, I believe they had lip glosses that went with those and they sold out. I was like, "Urgh!" So I do not have their lip products or anything. I don't know if they have any. I could have swore they did lip glosses that went along. One was called Snow Globe, I thought. If, like I said, I have a good memory. I'm pretty sure they did. So I love, that's Wicked Widow Beauty. Now there's also Wicked Sisters Cosmetics. These are some witchy women out of New Orleans, and they make these lip kits. And this is the matte lip kit. The lip kit? The lip kit called The Witch. And it's Kylie Cosmetics, only it doesn't suck. I got the black, of course, because I'm a goth mama. And I got the black, and it comes with a liner and a liquid lipstick. I have a couple of these, and I've used their lip products. They're great. I really love their lip liners. But a couple years ago, they came out with these glosses, and I believe they're still available on their website. These glosses, y'all. Ooh, okay, there we go. Ooh, these were holiday glosses they came out with. This is Mistletoe, Candy Cane. Oh, this was Snow Globe. Maybe I'm mixing up this Snow Globe with the Scissorhands one. I'm not sure. And Holiday Party, which was the blue that I really like. I would say Peter Mon would like Mistletoe or Snow Globe because they're a little bit more like, they have that little bit of pink in them. They're very Manny MUA, but you know what? You're not supporting Problematic person or someone who follows James Charles or Colleen Ballinger or any other bad influencer. And see, this does have like a little bit of pink in it. Oh, God, I love these. Let me tell you something too. These, I think it's going to be my second Christmas that I've had these. So 24 months. I don't know how long they're good for. It feels like it's brand new. Doesn't smell, doesn't feel weird. Not sticky. Smells great. Love it. So Wicked Sisters, absolutely love their glosses. And like I said, they are witchy women out of New Orleans. Totally love them. And side note, Peter Mon, they even have hats and things that have Stevie Nicks on them. So that's your brand. I'm saying Peter Mon, I would say check out Wicked Sisters. Just saying. Next one, VE Cosmetics. I have one of their... Okay, this sucks because I have 2 boxes. I'm going to make Peter Mon happy. I have affiliate codes listed below. I am very, very, very open, and I learned this from him before I was monetized. Before I started getting any codes, I actually listened to him, and I went, "Hey, oh, this is Lethal, not VE. I'm grabbing the wrong one. That's Lethal. That's Lethal." I was like, okay, if I get codes, how do I do this? And he was saying like what you need to do and not do with affiliate codes. So I always say like, look, I have affiliate codes. They're linked below in the description box. Mostly I don't get money from them. I can use, because these are indie cosmetics, so it's a little bit different. Usually what I do is I get like kind of points, or I get a discount to use on a future purchase so I can review more stuff. So I'm not really making money. I mean, I kind of am. I'm getting discounts. But I can't say I make money from it per se, because it's like it makes me spend more money. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, well, okay, I made money, but it's going to go back to the brand. Getting a discount, but then I still have to spend another like $15. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I still disclose everything, and it is below. VE Cosmetics, I'm going to show you, let's go over here, because I got 2 boxes of VE Cosmetics that I have yet to unbox, and they have lip glosses in them. But I do have the Freak Show palette, which is one of my favorites, and amazing. Really, really cool. I love that pop of green in the middle. And one of my other favorites is the Spellbound palette. It's just a simple little 9-pan, but it's really fun. Love this one. Now, the thing about VE Cosmetics, what I love, and I'm watching the time because this is going to stop again. It's the world's longest video. You're welcome. Hold on, let me stop and restart. And we're back. The thing I like about VE, they are based out of Great Britain. Also a witchy brand, witch friendly, which, you decide. Very witchy brand, love them. They are the single most ethical makeup brand I've found. Single most ethical. If you go to their homepage, and I talked about this in another video, and I pulled the homepage screen up and put it on the screen of why I love VE and why I wanted an affiliate code with them, and I pushed this brand. They are not only ethically vegan, they are not only ethically completely transparent, cruelty-free. On the front of their homepage, when you scroll down, it says, "We do not ever share photos of anyone using our products who are photoshopped, retouched, or otherwise messed with, face-tuned, nothing." You see lips with lines in them. You see eyes with lines on them. You see swatches on arms with wrinkles on them, okay? You do not get those perfect, like the Jeffree Star lipstick things where the lips are perfect. You're like, my lips will never look like that. VE does not believe in retouching photos to make their products look so flawlessly perfect, right? They keep it real. I love that. They also are very careful, along with, I was saying lethal. I'm jumping ahead to lethal because I love them. But, and lethal is right after VE. So VE is out of Great Britain. I will tell you their shipping is a little bit more if you order from VE, but it's worth it. You can also use my code below to get a discount. I do get a kickback from that in the form of a discount on my future purchases. I believe. I think I get like a certain amount of 10% off or something. I forgot, for whatever purchases. So full disclosure, if you want to use my VE code, it's below. I believe it's NiteMare Bliss. And if you get anything from them, say I sent you, well, you'll use my code, she'll know. But she knows I love her, okay? And I always share all of her stories and things on my Instagram. And she always writes to me and says, thank you for sharing. And I'm like, look, you are possibly the most ethical brand I have ever found, the most non-problematic, the cleanest. One thing that I loved about them and Lethal is I am very concerned with mica in cosmetics. So if you know anything about mica farming, it's done by children usually, and it's very cruel and it's very horrible. And mica is sourced because kids are small enough to go in the mines and mine the mica. So maybe when you're buying makeup, you are unwittingly supporting, children being used to like go in these mines and farm mica. And I hate that feeling. I'm not a kid person, not a fan of kids, don't like kids. I like my nieces and nephews, and I like my nieces and nephews' kids because I'm a great auntie now. I think that's great, but I'm not a kid person, okay? But I also don't wish harm on kids. I don't wish harm on anybody. And it breaks my heart to think that out there are kids like going and crawling in holes and they die. They get killed. Things happen to them. They get injured. They get broken arms. Rocks fall on them. Mines collapse. They risk all this stuff for pennies to get mica to put in your makeup. So it's been a thing over the past couple of years where I've really looked for brands that do ethical mica or they do synthetic mica. Lethal Cosmetics and VE Cosmetics are two of them that are very, very particular about where they source their mica. It's a very tricky process. So that's something we could fall down that rabbit hole. I've always wanted to do a deep dive into the mica mining thing. It's so hard to find information though. I've been looking for years. It's really hard to find. It's a very dark side of the makeup industry that people don't talk about enough. And those are the things I like to talk about. I'm passionate about makeup, so I want you to know these things. Again, where is your money going? I didn't know my money was going. I'm buying this sparkly makeup and it's supporting kids having to work in mines. Well, now maybe you do. I mean, maybe you want to research that. You might not care, or maybe that bothers you and keeps you awake at night and you want to look into brands like VE or Lethal. So VE Cosmetics, VE as in vegan, underline cosmetics on Instagram. All these brands will be linked below. Love them. Amazing lip products. I have their lipsticks. I do have, as I said, oh, they're way over there. I have 2 huge boxes. I'm going to be unboxing and talking about VE in a very long video with a huge unboxing and some makeup looks. So make sure you come back for that. That's going to probably be in the next couple weeks. Lethal Cosmetics is a German brand. They're from Berlin. I have a whole collection of Lethal over here off screen. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 palettes from them, I think. And here are a couple of lip products. This is I think this is the new liquid lip I got. It's called Hydra. And this was a lip gloss I got that it was one of my favorites. It's called Sub-Zero. I was obsessed with this Sub-Zero lip gloss. They ethically sourced their mica. Look at that. I love it. It's just icy lilac kind of a color, kind of a shade. It's really pretty. I also like that these containers are a little bit smaller, so you go through them faster. They don't get old fast. They're not. I like the square because they don't fall over. They're very, you can put these somewhere, they don't fall over. They're not like rolling all over the place like other, little rounder ones like this. But I like the square. I like the containers. I love their formula. Oh, by the way, also, I really only review brands that are cruelty-free and or vegan. And if they are not vegan, I let you know that, like some of the brands are vegan except for a few products and they clearly label like these things are not vegan. But mostly, that's only maybe 1 or 2 indie brands that I use that even have anything non-vegan. Like 99.9% of them are all vegan. They're all cruelty-free. So I do not F with non-cruelty free brands ever. I do not support them. I do not do that. I will not use them. Huda Beauty I do not use because she doesn't have vegan formulas. She uses there's no excuse. Okay, there's no excuse to not be vegan anymore. There are so many good pigments out there that it makes me angry that some of these brands will not just go fully vegan, because I have indie brands that have reds that are the brightest, most beautiful red you could ever find, and they are vegan. So don't give me that excuse, Huda, that you can't find the right shades of red. Bull. You haven't looked. You haven't done your research. Next one, Gourmand Girls Cosmetics. Gourmand Girls, I do not have lip products by them, but I do have the greatest palettes in the history of palettes. Nightshade, Haunted, and Spooked. 3 of the most beautiful palettes you will ever see in your life. Nightshade, Spooked was last year's Halloween reveal, and this is Spooked. And I am obsessed with this palette. It's my favorite. I've used a lot of it. I've gouged. Okay, so Terror. Look at this red. That's a vegan red. Okay, that's a vegan red right there. Look at that. Look at that red. Okay, Huda, tell me you can't make a vegan red. Mm-hmm. So these are collabs with Doodles by the Bunny and Gourmand Girls. I love Gourmand Girls. Also brand does not follow James Charles. And then they came out with the Nightshade palette, which I still have not used, and I'm frustrated about it. Beautiful purples, all of these. Also, you can make these into lip glosses, guys. I make eyeshadows into lip glosses all the freaking time. Yeah, you can't take them with you. Well, you could. You can buy little lip gloss tubes or little containers and put them in there. So you can. And I like doing that. But mostly now I just have brands that I know I love their glosses. And then Haunted came out last. And Haunted is the companion to last year's Spook. This is their Halloween release from this year. Oh my God, I love it. But Gourmand Girls, amazing colors. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning packaging. The artwork is amazing. The artwork on all of these is amazing. Nightshade with the flowers. And the little ghosts and I almost dropped it in the Spooked with this. So everything about it, such good quality, so amazing. 12 months cruelty free, gourmandgirls.com, blah, blah, blah. Love them. Big fan of Gourmand Girls. Gourmand Girls actually commented on, I said, oh my God, I got Nightshade. I haven't been able to use it yet. And I said that on one of their posts and they said, we can't wait to see what you do with it. So I'm on these brands' radar, which is really cool, but I have been working my butt off on Instagram doing this. Menagerie Cosmetics. Menagerie Cosmetics, the love of my life, one of the loves of my life. The maker of my all-time favorite blush palette, Arthurine. that took me almost a year to get between 2020, when I believe it came out in 2021. This is my favorite blush palette in the world. And they recently discontinued this, and I'm like, oh, it's like losing a friend. But luckily, I've been using this palette for like 2 years, and I still have a ton of it. Don't laugh, but one of my favorite colors that I love in here is Goji, and it's the yellow. It's this gold color. Who knew we want to wear gold cheek color? It looks great. I love it. Highly recommend. Menagerie, I did I have these. I reviewed these in a video recently. And these are the Moonlit Metals Liquid Toppers. And these are multi-chrome toppers. I bought 6 of them. These are multi-chrome toppers for eyes, lips, cheeks. You can use these everywhere. I did another video about these, so I am not going to go into this whole thing right now because I talked about those in a separate video. I did an unboxing of them and all the things. I'm trying to put them over here and have them not all fall over, and they're falling over. Let's see, keeping going. So, and I love, what I did was I swatched them over their liquid lip colors. Okay, so I did their liquid lip colors. They also make, I have pretty much, where are they back here? Where's my menagerie? Where's my menagerie? Or is it up there? No, it is not. These are some of my favorite brands up here on the bookshelves. That's all Nomad. This is all Unearthly. This is Blend Bunny, and then there's some Jolie down here. We'll go into Jolie in a little bit. But I did swatch all the some of the Menagerie liquid lip colors, which are probably in my top 3 of my favorite liquid lipstick brand is Menagerie. They have a black called Cricket that I'm in love with. They have a color called Kiwi that's a really weird green that people either love it or hate it. And I said, I love it. It's weird. Plus you can do Kiwi and you can do like weird things like use a purple gloss over it and it comes out really wacky. I like having fun with makeup though. So, and I am not your neutral girl. If you're here for neutral, you in the wrong channel. Menagerie. Then we have Black Moxie Cosmetics. Uh-oh. I have too many palettes out right now. Can I find it? Yes, I can. Black Moxie just came out with Alien Universe. This is their new palette, Alien Universe. Black Moxie is a woman of color owned company, and she does handmade, hand-pressed cosmetics. And this is Alien Universe. And I don't know if she has done lip products or not. I'm not sure. But I'm with Black Moxie. I am with her for, she's the one who I said she let me name the Nostalgia palette. And I am with her for the eyeshadows. Okay, I'm with her for the eyeshadows. Okay, next we have Pariah House. I talked about, this is Pariah House. She does handmade makeup. These are hand mixed at home. She mixes these by hand. She presses them in. And you can see her do this on some of her Instagram lives. The colors are amazing. I have actually used some of these colors on my lips. This is the Strange and Unusual palette, and it does have removable. These are magnetic and removable, so you can put other colors in here. You can reuse this. Love it. And I love the Strange and Unusual with the Lydia colors. Love her stuff. Really good company. Single, like just a woman making makeup in her, like just making makeup, sitting there on Instagram Live, mixing colors and talking to you while she's creating eyeshadow palettes and pressing them. Little thing about Pariah House. I do have a code for them too. I have an affiliate code with them. I think I've made the most money not money. I have money sitting in an account with them to buy more stuff from them. She's like, well, and she did say, she said, I can send you a check or you can get more products. And I said, I would rather get more products. Yeah, she could send me the money from what my affiliate code made. And I said, no, I would rather continue to support you and review your products because you're awesome. Okay, so if she does have any lip stuff, I'll get it and I'll try it for you. But I do have an affiliate code for them below. Here's one of the cool things that she does. And I don't know why, this is something you should know. If you know anybody who's getting married, she will custom create a palette for you. Or if you have someone you want to get them a once-in-a-lifetime gift or a whatever, she will create a palette based on, like, say there's a band your friend likes, or there's a something that she did a grunge palette for someone, and it was based on, like, Nirvana. And she did a grunge palette, and it was from one woman to, like, her best friend. And so they created the colors together. She made the whole palette. She does the artwork on them. She has palettes on her website that she hand creates and hand paints the artwork. I think that one is like $75, but it's like a 3-dimensional front of the palette, and they're like limited editions. They're very cool. So I like to support artists, okay? I don't want to support corporations. I want to support creators and artists, and that's why I support these brands. These are people who have a passion for doing this. They're not making millions of dollars. They're trying to pay their bills. Sometimes they have other jobs and they're trying to pay their bills and they're trying to keep their makeup brand going. That's why I want to give them my money. Okay, they need it. These other brands, Ulta, Sephora, nobody in Ulta or Sephora needs your money. Just remember that. They don't need it. These people need it. These people need it to eat. They need to raise their kids. They need to pay their bills. Go support these brands. Next one, okay, Nat. Hi, Nat. Natalie. Natalie. My dear friend, Natalie Suzanne, who is a fellow YouTuber who started just this year her own makeup company. She makes lip products, and she makes these boxes. Look at this with the crushed red velvet. Go follow Scarlet Darling on Instagram. Nat is beautiful, and she hand makes lipsticks. This is one of her handmade lipsticks, and this is one of my favorite colors. This is, oh, crap. What's the name of this one? The Bone Collector. Bone Collector. I wore this in a video, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this color. Bone Collector is gorge. Look at this color. It's so, I mean, hello pigment. So Nat hand makes these. She hand makes the boxes. She hand decorates these. I also got this one. This was, I believe, this is one of her glosses. That she does have glosses. And is this the it's witch something? Bone Collector, this is like Forest Witch something. God, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, it's a really, really, smells, oh my God, I want to eat it. It smells like a cupcake. So there's that. But look how pigmented these are. They're amazing. These are handmade. She is one person hand making these. Go check out Scarlet Darling Cosmetics. She's doing like amazing things. Just started her brand. And dude, it's so good. I mean, this is on par. This is better. These are better than things I've ever bought at Sephora and Ulta. She is like sitting there putting her heart, and she knows she's responsible for if these are good or bad, right? And it's on her. Sugar Drizzle Polish and Cosmetics. I love Sugar Drizzle. I do not have a Sugar Drizzle, I do not have a Sugar Drizzle lip handy, but I do have, this is Be the Flawed, Quirky, Unique, and Beautiful and Magical Person That You Are. One of the reasons I like their palettes. Cruelty free, Look at the colors. Look at this. Look at that green at the bottom. Amazing. So this is Sugar Drizzle. I love this company too. Check them out. Again, every single one of these I'm naming, screenshots at the end. Doesn't follow James Charles. Doesn't follow Colleen Ballinger. Non-problematic. Then we have Shroud Cosmetics. That is the Baddie Bean palette, and she is the one who is one of the ones responsible for getting me into indie makeup. This is the Moonfall palette. Absolutely stunning. It's Freaking Bats was Baddie Bean, or well, it used to be Butte Bean. When I first started following her, she was Butte Bean, and then she changed it to Baddie Bean. Her name is Betty Jean. She's awesome. She is a working hairstylist, cosmetologist too. This is the It's Freaking Bats palette. That was her first palette she did with Shroud, and Hello Bean is amazing. I love this. That's her second palette. And Moonfall is, I have the Moonfall 1. I have the first time they did Moonfall as singles, but then they put them into a palette, and I did do a look with this. Love this one. So Shroud, love this brand. Also, always 100% vegan and cruelty free. Right there. And guess what else? Made in the USA. Right on the back. Made in the USA. All right. Then we have Lovelace Cosmetics, which is, I believe, I keep wanting to say Lovelace is out of England. Are they or are they not? Why do I not know this? You would think I would know this. And where did my Lovelace palettes go? Oh, there they are. Lovelace is one of your gothy brands. They did this one called the Blood Countess, which I love if you like the spooky stuff. And look at this. This is the Blood Countess. Love it, love it, love it. I have used their palettes. Love them. This one's cool. This is called Live Forever, and it is based on the Vampire Lestat. And here are the shades. New Orleans, Lestat, Lewis. Louis Claudia Evil God Kills Paris Drink Immortal Kiss. So there's that one. I have not used this one yet. This is, well, this in, that's Live Forever and Blood Countess, and the Cold Blooded Bride is the newest one. I haven't used that one yet. Those are all blues. These are all vegan, cruelty-free. These are all good. 24 months. Formulated without parabens, mineral oil, phthalates, triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfate, and gluten. Gluten-free, right on the back. My pet sitter, Sarah, gluten-free. Formulated without gluten. So this is some of the other cool things about indie makeup brands, is they do things like this. I love Lovelace. I do have their lip gloss, and oh, they're right here. Look, haha, right on my desk. Bada bing, bada boom. I have two of the, oh, these are the liquid lip shades, actually. Liquid lipsticks. I have Paradise Blue and Royal Blue. And I did show these in a video recently. The one that I told you about, the mega unboxing of indie makeup. Lovelace Cosmetics. The Collective Cosmetics. I'm going to grab this one right here. I have a bunch of Collective Cosmetics. I do have their lip products. The Collective Cosmetics is a woman who lives in New Jersey and her friend who lives in the UK. They have a company together called The Collective, and it's hard to see this cover because it is called Death by Light. And this is an eyeshadow palette, and these are handmade as well. Hand-mixed, hand-pressed shadows. And these are made in New Jersey, and it's really cool. I ordered a balm, a beauty balm from her, and it's a thing where you can use, you know, basically anywhere on your face. You can even put it in your hair, and it's like this really cool beauty balm. And do I have it handy? No, I do not. Where is it? Oh, it's going to make me crazy. I don't know where it is. Okay, we're going to have to do another video about the beauty balm. But look up the Collective Cosmetics and look up their beauty balm, okay? It's really cool. You can actually use it in your hair. You can use it on your face. You can use it on your lips. And it comes in different shades. When I told her I was ordering one, she goes, okay, I'm going to mix you up one right now. And she made me like the freshest one, mailed it to me from New Jersey, and I got it like the next day. Amazing. It smells so good. The stuff is so great. It's just got all these like healing kind of things in it. It's wonderful. I love it. It's great to travel with. Oh, it's pretty big too. It's a decent size. Is it up here? No, where the hell did I put that? Oh no. Where's my beauty balm? Oh wow, this is like bumming me out. Okay, well I can't find it right now. Anyway, the Collective makes all handmade makeup and good for 12 months, cruelty free. I believe their stuff is also vegan. But the Collective is very cool. I love that they are both working makeup artists. And very much like along the lines of like a Robert Welsh. Okay, they're working makeup artists. This is what they do for a job. And they just do this side gig called the Collective Cosmetics that I stumbled across and love. Next, I have Nomad Cosmetics. This is all my Nomad Cosmetics palettes up here. The one on the bottom is unopened. There was some drama with that palette that we're going to talk about. But Nomad did do lip glosses. And I took their lip gloss to Paris because these are the, came out with their Paris collection, the Fête de Provence. And this is the first time they did lip glosses. And these are gorgeous. I really, really, really love, what's the name of this? I think this one is just the Fête de Provence, but it's like this really sparkly pink. Oh my God. I took their lip gloss to Paris with me this July when I went. I love this stuff. And they have a story with it too. They actually were saying that the way the Nomads met, it's a husband and wife. Okay, it's a husband and wife company. I believe they are in the South. They're in Texas. And they are very cool. They travel the world and they do their palettes based on places in the world. The other thing that they do is they went to more planet-friendly packaging. They went to less plastics. And every palette they do now, they pick a cause and they donate to that cause a portion of it from the palette. Nomad did have some drama with a palette called Shanghai. It was huge. It was like, I ordered the Shanghai palette. I own it, you guys. It's right here in this black wrap. I've never opened it. They did a palette called Shanghai. There was a lot of backlash because someone said Shanghai is a very... there's a lot of... cultural problems with that area. And somebody came, I'm just going to say it, somebody came after Nomad who I thought was way over the top, way too extreme about their response to this palette. Nomad made what I felt was a great response. They said, we would never mean any disrespect to any place that we visit. And I'm paraphrasing, but they basically said, the thing that we love about Shanghai is our niece went to school there. It was very meaningful for her and in her life and learning about the culture. And we wanted to give a nod to this culture and share the beauty of the culture in Shanghai. But somebody came after them, somebody like bullied them enough that they took it off the market and they said, we're not selling it anymore. I am one of the few people who got the Shanghai palette before it got pulled. And I wrote to Nomad and I said, look, I followed your response. I followed what the person, but the thing was, after Nomad responded and explained their side and apologized and said, we never meant to offend anyone. Here's why we did this palette. Our niece went to school there. We find it a beautiful place. We think the culture is beautiful. We wanted to share that. We wanted to share our respect for that. We always try to be respectful of where we visit and share this. And this person just would not let it go. They just kept coming after them and coming after. It was like they had cancel fever, you know. They wanted to cancel Nomad. And I'm like, look, not, how often do you see a brand go, boom, response? I'm not just responding and saying, oops, I'm sorry. They never said, I'm sorry if you took it that way. They didn't say that. They didn't do a bullshit response. They did a good response. They said, we never meant to cause any harm to the people of Shanghai or to that region. We respect them. We respect the culture. It means a lot to us as a family because we have a niece who went to school there, blah, 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 right? So they explained themselves. They explained why they chose that place, but they still got it bullied off the market. But they kept going, you know, and they're like, okay, and they learned from it. They're like, we're not going to do palettes that are of anywhere that is even slightly like, might have, like, they're not going to do a Ukraine palette, you guys, okay? That's not going to happen. I shouldn't make, I'm not joking about Ukraine. I'm just saying, you know, that would be stupid, right? Yeah, and if somebody didn't learn, they would do something that's stupid. Nomad is not stupid. I think they made a great response, and that's why I will keep supporting this brand, and I love them. And if you wanted to know the whole story, you could probably find it on Beauty Guru Chatter or whatever. And you could probably go back and look up Nomad Cosmetics Shanghai palette. Now, me personally, I loved their response. And I wrote back to them and I said, still, I think you handled this very gracefully. I think you handled it really well. I know I am not of the region that you talked about, so it's not necessarily my place to accept your apology, but I thought it was very well done. I thought you explained yourself, and I feel bad for you that this person keeps attacking you. Because other people were like, look, leave him alone already. It's enough. Enough is enough. Stop. But there was just somebody who went after them and wouldn't leave them alone. But Nomad is still standing, and they're out there living their best life, thriving, and I love them. They're one of the few brands that believed in me enough to give me PR for a year, even when my channel wasn't monetized yet. And they're just, to me, they're good people. I've talked to them enough in DMs. They volunteer at dog rescue when they're not traveling. They do volunteer work. They did a palette to raise money for a dog rescue. I think they're awesome people, and I think they're good people, and they're not bullshit, and I've talked to them in DMs. So there's that. Okay, I am back, and if things look a little different, I'm wearing a, this is actually a Carhartt, very comfy, warm pullover type of thing that my friend Kelly Ray got me. Love it. It is a different night. It is Sunday night. I was recording everything previous to this on Saturday night, but it took so long, and we needed to get out with Jeremy and get him dinner before kitchen's closed. So I had to stop abruptly last night when I was talking about Nomad. I got done talking with them and I'm like, and cut for the night. But I'm back, and it is Sunday, and Jeremy is still hanging out here, and I am back locked in my studio doing this, which is kind of frustrating. But he knows that I love my channel and doing YouTube. And also I haven't been excited about it in a while, so the fact that I'm so excited to record that I'm doing this even though he's here, he understands. By the way, I also realized that I said that I have like 20 indie makeup brands, and there might be more. I think I'm going to have more, like 21 or 22. Okay, so next, it wasn't listed necessarily, but I do want to mention Penelope's Tears, which is, okay, here's what's great about Penelope's Tears. Although she was taking a break, I don't know if she's back yet, I messaged her and I said, hey, are you okay? I haven't heard from you and I haven't heard back, so I hope everything is okay with the owner of Penelope's Tears. But she does these gothic lipsticks, and the really cool boxes, Very, very pretty packaging. Ta-da! It's really nice. Love this. I have showed these before, but she also makes this great lip gloss. This black is amazing. It's called Persephone, and it has, wait, let me get this light up here a little bit better. There we go. Kind of this rainbowish kind of glitter that's in here. It's a pretty pigmented black for a gloss. It's solid. Look at that. That is a solid black lip gloss. Smells really good too. Smells like, kind of smells like sweet tarts. And this one is Dream. And this is the one that I really wanted because it's kind of a blue base. It's just very icy. I love shades like this in the winter. I think they look really pretty because they're kind of like that blue icy shade. And it is right there. So that one is Dream and the other one was Persephone. So those are two of the Penelope's Tears lip glosses that I just... Every time I pull a Kleenex out of here, I knock over all of my unearthly. Oy, oy, oy. And as I'm taking this black off, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but there's still a whole bunch of glitter on my hand from the black gloss. So there's like really fine glitter in there that I like. All right, so Penelope's Tears. What's really interesting, she's an elder goth. She is a goth from way back in the day, just like me. She might, God, I think we're either around the same age. She's mid-50s, maybe even older than me. Interestingly, lives in San Francisco, is doing a professional job, has a job as in a professional field, and just missed this kind of thing and started making, custom making, all this stuff. Now the thing is, Penelope's Tears owner is one person, and she hand makes these, much like Scarlet Darling Natalie Suzanne that I mentioned. And she really started blowing up. We were all talking about her and everything, and I hope she's okay. I hope we didn't like blow her mind or she didn't get so busy that she can't do it anymore because she makes great stuff. Let's see, who else do we have? I have my list of who I still need to talk about. Let's talk about Notoriously Morbid next, which is consistently one of my favorite bands. They're one of my favorite bands too. No, one of my favorite brands. I talked about it in the short. I have the Edgar Allan it's Edgar, EGG. This came in the Spring Mystery Box. So it was kind of like a little homage to Edgar Allan Poe, their spooky kind of brand. But it's slumber salve. And, you know, I'm going to put some of this on now because I'm going to be going to bed after this. After I finish this video and upload, I have to go to bed. So I'm getting up early tomorrow again. This week is so crazy. But the slumber salve is just like this. It's almost like a Vaseline kind of finish, but every night, this is next to my bed, and I put this on every single night, and I love it. And I wasn't using it for a while, and now I just started using it again. I keep it next to my bed. I love this stuff. I don't know, I really like it. If you don't like sticking your finger into things, this might not be for you. If you like a stick, I don't mind. I just stick my finger in there. Wipe my hands all over myself. And that's Notoriously Morbid, but this is also one of theirs. This is I Kiss 'Em Like I See 'Em. Cosmic Gloss, Notoriously Morbid. I think this was another one. Now, if you've watched my channel, you know that I'm obsessed with the Notoriously Morbid Mystic Metallics, which are their liquid lips that are multi-chrome. And I've used them so many times, love them. But this is one of their glosses that I got, and it is a very pigmented pinkish purple kind of color, and really gorgeous. I love this one. This one, wait, I'm gonna just put some of this over this because it's pretty. Oh, I love this. I love, it just has like the slightest little scent, but not super scented. You can't go wrong with Notoriously Morbid for me, with handmade, with a lot of the stuff. Now here's one thing I want to show you. I have a whole bunch of their palettes. They did Season of the Witch, and they did Spring, Summer, Fall. Winter didn't come out yet. I have Madame Violet, Blood and Daffodils, which I talked about, which is really gorgeous. I still haven't had a chance to play with this, but I love this little palette. And I have another one. I have bigger palettes by them too. Path of the Light Side. Now, I'm trying to see which one's the easiest to show you. probably this one. This is Path of the Light Side. I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see the back. Do you see how they say these are eyeshadows, but every single one says lip safe, not lip safe, not lip safe. So the great thing about every single one of their eyeshadow palettes, on the back of every one, they do this. Okay, see they have lip safe or not lip safe or not lip safe and not lip safe, and it is very clearly marked on the back of every palette that Notoriously Morbid makes. And they have the ingredients listed on the back as well, which I think is really cool because a lot of places don't do that. They're from West Virginia. But they also say vegan, not lip safe, vegan, lip safe, vegan, not lip safe, vegan, lip safe. These are all vegan, so it's funny they say vegan, but so you can go through these and like, let's see, let me go to the side. Which one is it? It's the bottom one. I think it's, yeah, that one. So we can go lip safe. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah. All three of these are lip safe, it looks like. Not lip safe, not lip safe, not. So not there, but these are all lip safe over here. So you can actually take these and just go, oh, I think I'll just go, mix it in with my gloss, and I have this pinker pink, right, from this, and it is lip safe. So there you go. You can take any of their palettes, mix a little bit of the pigment in over your lip gloss, and you have a deeper lip gloss, which I think is really cool. Technically, you could get a clear lip gloss I think they make a clear lip gloss from Notoriously Morbid, or you can go online. I don't know if you knew this, but you can get basic clear lip gloss in a tube that is to create other lip glosses, and I have done that. They look something like this. This is from Apocalyptic Beauty. It's called Cosmetic Alchemy, and this is a mixing medium. And you can take this, and then you can take powders, like this Notoriously Morbid here, that is a loose powder, mix these together and make it into a liquid, put it on my lips, put it on my eyes, whatever you want to do with it, or a liquid highlighter. So there's so much you can do with these things. And I'm just going to show you this because it's cute and it's my favorite thing that they've made. Notoriously Morbid did a Wednesday inspired collection, and this is Ophelia pressed highlighter, vegan and not lip safe. They put this on everything, even their highlighters, but they did it like the window at Nevermore with Enid and Wednesday, and I love this highlighter. I love it. It's one of my favorite highlighters, and yes, I have used it. It doesn't look like it, but I have, and I absolutely love it. So I cannot say enough about Notoriously Morbid. I wish that company would send me PR because I am obsessed with them. Let's see. So then we have Curst, and it's not Curst C-U-R-S-E-D, it's C-U-R-S-T. I have some of their lip products here, and they do make one of my favorite glosses of all time. That Manny did a red gloss, red lip gloss for Lunar Beauty, and I think this is the one. This is called Claws, and this is actually from last year's holiday collection. And this is a red gloss that they did. Look at this. It's so pretty. And it doesn't really smell like anything, just a very, very faint scent. Doesn't smell like much. It's super faint. But I love Curst Cosmetics too. Non-problematic, not following anyone bad, barely following anyone. Kind of on the spooky side. I did do a mystery box where I unboxed some of these and got these in a mystery box. And I got this really crazy green that is called Extraterrestrial. And I showed this in another video, but I'm obsessed with this green lip color. Look at this. That's going to be actually be fun at Christmas. I'm going to definitely do something with that at Christmas with like red and green and that. So that is Curst, C-U-R-S-T. And they have really good lip glosses as well. I believe down below I may have an affiliate code for Curst. I think I do. It's been a minute since I looked down there. I just put them all down there and I'm like, go knock yourself out. And if I get something cool, I got to tell you guys, half the time, it's so funny. Okay, now I'm getting too hot again. Hold on. Half the time I don't even look, and it takes me forever to look. I'll look at my emails and then I'll find out that people have used my thing and I have affiliate code sales. And companies will message me and they'll be like, hey, you have a bunch of points, or you got rewards. And God, I can't get this thing off. Hold on, I gotta do it this way. And so it's so funny. I put this on because I was cold, because I took Jeremy out to Wawa to get something to eat. And I put my same t-shirt on so I could have continuity with this video. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to take that off because I'm too cold. But now I'm sweating because of all my lights in here. But yeah, a lot of times I'll get like emails and messages, and I'll get from companies, and they're like, oh, you got rewards and you got, you know, money sitting with us to put towards new things. Or like with Pariah House, she's like, do you want me to send you a check or something? I'm like, nah, don't bother. Just, I'll use it when you come out with something that I want. There are some things I want from her. So, you know, I forget, honestly. I have a KILLSTAR code below, and if you buy and use my link with KILLSTAR, I get a $20 gift card from them. And it was so funny. Like 4 months went by and I hadn't noticed that someone had used my code. And I'm like, oh crap, I got 20 bucks. Sweet, thank you so much. So I do get things, but I mean, I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm an influencer and I'm all about getting money from the codes. I don't even notice half the time. It's just, they're there if you want to use them. It's more for you than for me, because I don't even notice when people use my codes. It's so stupid. I keep reminding myself I have to check every once in a while. So next, we did Notoriously Murdered, we did Penelope's Tears, we did Curst. Blend Bunny. Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I've had a little bit of beef with them, but nothing major. I like them. They're great. Blend Bunny, the owner, is a working makeup artist. I love the way she designs her palettes. That was Jeremy saying, "Can I pet that dog?" And he just popped Lydia's face in the door. I'm not cutting that out. That's staying in. So they did a collection at Blend Bunny. Oh, what is it called? It's the Sugar and Grunge palette. That's kind of like 90s inspired. And I got one of the lip shades from that. It's called Moody, and it's kind of like a nude. Not very me, but I wanted to try it. My favorite, and I highly recommend, is their matte lip creams. This is probably one of my all-time favorite reds ever on the entire planet. Her formula for the lip products, hers and Unearthly and Menagerie are kind of like, I really need to do a battle of those three. But look at this red. That is stunning. Look at the pigment in that. That's one layer. That's like one swatch of that. Okay, so Blend Bunny does have different things. I really wish she stopped making the lip liners, but she has a red lip liner that I got. She stopped making them because she said it was just, I think it was not worth the trouble, and she was having trouble with it and everything. But I loved her lip liners, and I love this red. Oh, this red shade, by the way, is called Like a Pro. And it will make you look like a pro if you wear this red. It will look like, you look like pro makeup artist wearing this. But she did come out with tinted lip oils. Now she has a tinted lip oil in black that she's been raving about that I don't have, but I got the purple because look at this crazy purple lip oil. And I really like this one a lot. This is called Ripe. I'm just going to do, now if you're into lip oils, try the Blend Bunny, because Manny came out with lip oils as well, Lunar Beauty. And this lip oil, let me tell you, is much more like a gloss than a lip oil to me. It feels more like a gloss. It looks more like a gloss. It is right here. And it's not runny either. Some of the lip oils are like really, they're not thick enough. It's like they make these lip oils and they're not thick enough. This thing is thick. Wait, we'll do an asthma, as Peter would say. It's really thick, okay? And it has a little bit of a scent, like a fruity scent, not too strong, but I can definitely recommend the Blend Bunny lip oils. They're great. Or you can try the ColourPop ones if you like lip oils. But of Manny MUA's ColourPop and Blend Bunny, I like the Blend Bunny lip oils the most. They're my favorite. I don't have a code with them, but a lot of other influencers do. I think Baddie Bean does. Potentially, Annette loves, Amy Loves Makeup might. Angelica Nyquist, I'm pretty sure does. So you can look at other indie makeup people who are way bigger than me who probably have codes for Blind Bunny. Okay. Last three that we're talking about. One is the one that I told you about, I mentioned. And I said, there are indie brands who are women, who are single moms, who are in recovery, like Darcy from Saints, Angels, Sinners. And look at all the stuff she sent me. She sent me, okay, so let me tell you a quick little story about this. I pre-ordered the what was the name of this palette? It's called Not Like Other Girls. And it kept saying it was shipping. And that's another thing you have to remember about indie makeup is it takes longer to arrive sometimes. Some of these things are handmade. They may take longer. A lot of them are pre-orders. All of these brands know, for the most part, they're very good at keeping you updated if you follow them on Instagram, which is where most of them tend to operate. And you follow them, they will constantly be putting up dates and expected shipping dates. But indie makeup is not Amazon. You cannot order this stuff and expect it to be there next day or in 2 days or flying over with a drone 24 hours later and dropping it on your front porch and ringing your Ring doorbell. Okay? It might take longer, but I'm telling you it's worth it. Especially, I mean, oh, I love this red. So it might take longer. That being said, I ordered the Not Like Other Girls palette from Darcy, Saints, Angels, Sinners. I hadn't ordered from Saints, Angels, Sinners in a while. I have a lot of her stuff. There was a little bit of drama. Oh my God, look at the cute sticker she sent me. She sent me like 3 or 4 stickers. How many stickers did she? No, 3 stickers. Oh my God, I dropped one. So there was a little bit of drama that had to do with someone she was doing a palette with. She sent me 3 very cute stickers in this. Oh my God, is that a sticker too? No, it is a little card. I will read you what it says on this card. And she also sent me this card and she wrote me a, wait, where is it? Oh no, it's this one. Jeez Louise. This one. SAS. So on Etsy, you look up SAS and it's Saint Angels Sinners. She wrote me a huge, look at this, all of this. She wrote me a huge letter on here. So it does take longer to get palettes from some of these brands, right? Darcy had there was some kind of weirdness that went on with someone she was collabing with on a palette. And a bunch of people were going back and forth, like there was some kind of drama going on. And I was just like, I'm not getting involved. I was reading everything and I was like, let me just see what happens. And Darcy explained a lot of things. Now, one thing that I do know about Darcy is that, you know, she has been very open about her gratitude and recovery and things like that and being a single mom and all and the stress she's under. And she does have a full-time job / career and she's trying to do this makeup brand and being a single mom and being in recovery and a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I know Peter would say, you know, you still have to hold Peter, you have to hold Peter accountable and other people. But I do, maybe this is just me, but I do tend to cut her a little bit more slack just because I know like what she's, you know, I don't know what she's gone through, but I mean, I know she's gone through a lot and she's pretty open about her gratitude and things like that. And so she always says, you know, on her cards, like this little card she put in here says, there are not words to express how thankful I am for your support. I hope you love your new products. Please let me know if you need anything at all. We aren't just friends, we're family. All my love, Darcy. And then she has a code to get it. Her shop is SAS Cosmetics shop on Etsy or Saints Angels Sinners COS.com. And she's on Instagram and Facebook and everything. But she always does like gratitude posts and she always thanks everyone. But after the drama that she had, I kind of just like sat and let everything sit and I just kind of looked at what everybody was saying. Leora, was Makeup by Leora. She is a big supporter of Darcy's, if you know who Leora is. She is another indie makeup person. Huge supporter of Darcy's. Well, Darcy had a lot going on, but I had pre-ordered the Not Like Other Girls palette, which is this little guy right here. I didn't even open it yet because I'm going to do a video on this. And I kept getting, it kept getting bumped in my Etsy, like, it's not shipped yet, it's on the way, it's on the way, it's on the way. I finally reached out to her and I said, hey, This is said for a long time that it's like been shipped, but it hasn't moved through the system. There's no tracking. I never got a tracking number. Nothing ever appeared. And it's been about a month or so. And I said, I didn't want to bother you because I know sometimes just things mess up and it takes longer, or you don't get the pigments that you're supposed to get, or something goes on. And she was like, oh my God, why didn't you contact me sooner? You should have. And I know her. She's like, oh my God, you're one of my first, most devoted clients. Why didn't you contact me sooner? I'm like, I didn't want to bother you. I mean, I got enough makeup. It's no big deal. So she actually looked, and somehow it got lost in the mail and I never got it. So she said, I'm sending you a gift. I'm sending you something special. So she put, I'm so sorry you didn't receive the package. And she put again, I'm so sorry. And she put hearts, hearts, hearts. Thank you. And she told me in the message, she said, I'm sending you something. She sent me the giant Fairy Light palette. This is the palette I bought. This is the palette she sent me to apologize that I didn't get this palette when I was supposed to. And I'm like, holy shit, woman, seriously? So thank you, Darcy. This is so awesome. This is so cool. I mean, it's very springy, but it's pretty, and I definitely will be using this in the spring, but I love the greens. And I love this really gorgeous, this Leo, this black that's here. But her shades and her formulas and even like this Soulmate, this weird pink, you wouldn't think I would like it. Love that. Sugar Plum is gorgeous. So I am so thankful she sent me this. It's a fairy tale, and it's by Fairy Light Sophia Sadie. So she does a lot of collab palettes and things. So she and I actually talked about doing a collab palette a while back that, who knows, we might still do it someday. You never know. But, so this was... Sophia Sadie said, I'm so excited you purchased the first palette I curated. It's been so exciting working with colors and artwork. I hope you like it. Blah, blah, blah. So on YouTube, she's Sophia Sadie. Thanks to Darcy at Saints Angel Sinners for this amazing opportunity. So yeah, so I got that one for free. And then this is not like other girls that I'm not going to show you, but this is the one I ordered. She sent me this giant palette for free just to apologize that I did not get my palette in a timely manner, and also I didn't even reach out soon enough. I mean, I waited like a good month, but I have a lot of respect for indie makeup owners, and I don't want to bother them and push them. They have enough people going, hey, is it coming? Is it coming? Did you ship it? Did you ship it? I don't want to be that guy. So, but then she kind of yelled at me in the message going, why didn't you tell me sooner? Oh my God, I'm mortified that you didn't get it. So anyway, so there's that. And also, she went through some stuff and she went through some drama, and it's a personal thing after somebody goes through something. I've never had a problem with Darcy. And also all the things that I heard about the drama that she had working with someone on a palette, it was like, I never heard, like, there was enough benefit of the doubt in my mind where I was like, well, she's always been really upfront and honest with me. When we actually talked in DMs about doing a palette together, she actually told me, she's like, I feel like I've been a little burned before by doing palettes with people. Like, I don't know what they expect of me. And sometimes I think they expect more than I can offer, and this, that, and the other, and whatever. So, and she actually, like, we could have done a palette together. She could have totally taken advantage of me as a small creator if she wanted to, if she was that kind of person. And she's the one who said, I think I'm going to take a break from collabing with anyone. And I was like, hey, I totally understand. That's cool. And I don't know enough about that either. So the fact that she's the kind of person who refused to, where I would be like, hey, hi, I'm young. I'm not young. I'm a young creator. I'm an old young creator, but I don't know a lot about this stuff. You could totally rip me off and take advantage of me. And she could have, but she didn't, because she's not a bad person to me. That doesn't mean, I don't know, somebody apparently might have had a bad experience with her. I haven't heard about it in a long time, and a lot of people, maybe something came out because I noticed a lot of people are supporting her, and she's getting a lot of support and a lot of attention again. And that's awesome. I mean, I've always supported her. When this drama thing went down with her, I just kind of sat back and like read everybody's side of the story. And I thought it was really weird. I'm like, it seemed like there were huge chunks of the story missing. That's what bothered me about it. And it's like, this is different than for the purposes of this whole video of saying which brands follow James Charles, right? James Charles did a video where he clearly said, I apologize to the victims. So he basically called himself someone who had victims. Then he got rid of the video, said, what? No victims? Nope, no victim, nothing to see here. Nope, I never said that. Well, the internet's forever and everybody downloaded it and re-uploaded it. So we all know what he said. But that was very clear, okay? That side, just that thing alone, him saying that and then taking it back, or somebody putting out an apology and then pulling it and privating it, or whatever you want to say, right? I don't know. There was like nothing. It was really weird. It was a lot of hearsay, in my opinion. I was like, can we get a story straight? Because there's that thing where there's this person's side, this person's side, and somewhere in the middle, mucked in it, is the truth, right? And if I say, okay, there is a very clear thing going on, like with the Nomad situation, I can make a clear decision. Like, look, I was waiting out Nomad. I read all their things. I'm like, look, they handled this really well. I feel good supporting this brand. The person attacking them and trying to cancel them was, I think, just so over the top and so extreme, and they wouldn't let it go. No matter what Nomad did, I said, what is wrong with this? Like, nothing you say or do is good enough for them, right? And I think it's a them problem, not a you problem. And I even said that to Nomad. I said, that's a them problem. It's like they're angry at you for their situation or something. I don't know. It's weird. And it's just, I'm like, that's not right. That doesn't sit right with me. I don't feel like the person who's even attacking Nomad was doing it for the right reason, but that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I think they're young. And I say this as someone who's been around, and I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life too. And I've said stuff I couldn't take back, that I've had to apologize and make amends for and go over and over and prove through my behavior that I'm different, etc., etc. This person just went after Nomad, and I don't know. I actually followed that person too who did that, who was attacking them over the Shanghai palette. And yeah, and I was like, some of their posts were a little unhinged. That's all I'm going to say. And it struck me as like, this person, I don't know. It seems like they would attack anyone like that, not just Nomad. And I don't know if it's all for the right reasons. I think it's just misplaced anger at the world and angst, and they're just lashing out. So that's why I'm like, I can support Nomad. And I don't feel exactly that way about some of the other drama that brands have been in. But it's more like, that was really clear to me. The Saints, Angels, Sinners things, I was still kind of like, you know what? Darcy's never, my camera stopped again. Darcy's always been cool to me. She was so honest with me. The fact that she would say that she would want to not do a collab with me because creators she felt like she couldn't quite navigate how to work with a creator and keep everyone happy. I appreciated that. I'm like, you know what? I would rather not have the first palette I do with an indie brand be a complete flaming disaster that we end up hating each other over, right? I'd rather have it be good. So I appreciate that she's like, no, we're not going to do this. And I'm like, well, if you ever want to do it in the future, and we can work it out, awesome. If not, whatever, not a big deal. I more appreciate that she was honest with me. So that's why I find it so weird. It was just weird, like the problems that other people were saying. But like I said, they have different experiences than me. I had good experiences with Darcy, so I did kind of sit back and I didn't do anything for a little bit. And I'm like, let me see how this plays out. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? I like this new palette. I'm going to support her. I've always supported her, and I'm always supported her like sobriety and all that. And I'm like, you go, girl. You're awesome. She's raising this kid. She's doing the thing. She's like kicking ass. Anybody who's trying to juggle everything she does, if she makes a slip up here and there, like I said, I don't want to say I'm making excuses for her. But everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has problems. It's how you address them. Some people may think she didn't address it the right way. I was like, I'm okay with it, I guess. She hasn't done anything to me. I'm good. So here we are. So Saints, Angels, Sinners. if you want to support someone who's a single mom in recovery, if that's your jam, if you're here from Peter Mon's channel, you know, Darcy's pretty cool. Tell her I sent you. And, you know, you can say, hey, you know, support, this is why I'm supporting you. She would love that. Next, we are to the last one. Oh my God, finally. And this is, I would say, probably the brand that I think Peter might want to support the most as far as a lip gloss goes, save the best for last. And it's Glamlite. Glamlite is a LGBTQIA, POC, all of the good things, body positivity. I don't know if you guys knew this. I started reviewing Glamlite. My first makeup palette review was the cake palette of Glamlite. And I did a giveaway, and I gave away one. And my friend Leiko, who's been on my channel, actually won it. I love this one. This one I think Peter would really like. What I think is kind of funny is all of the Glamlite lip glosses I grabbed that I have are all alcoholic. They don't have alcohol in them, Peter. It's okay. But this is called Coconut Margarita. It does smell coconutty, so if you don't like coconut, that's a no. But it's this really pretty sheer pink down here, this pinky. But look at that lip oil. Still not moving. Oh, I love that lip oil from Blend Bunny. So this is Coconut Margarita from Glamlite. Really pretty. I love that they did these little lip glosses that were in like the little wine bottles. And of course my favorite is whiskey. But there's vodka, which is the clear, the Pinot Noir, and the whiskey. I'm just going to show you vodka because vodka is really pretty. And it's basically just your basic clear gloss, but it's very pearlescent. And this, she is gorge. I don't know if you can still get this one, but holy crap. And what's nice, the vodka one doesn't smell like anything. And no, it doesn't have vodka in it. It is right here. It's just a clear, silvery, like Peter Mon always likes Celine. This seems to me to be, I wonder if my Celine is right here somewhere. Is she where I can grab her? I'm looking. Why am I not seeing her? Mystery. Oh my God. Of course, like when I want it, I can't find it. When I want that one, I can't find it. Are you kidding me? I'm looking through all my, ooh. Crikey. No, Celine is the more peachy one. Sorry, Celine is more like peachy. And you know what Celine is very similar to, though? Not the same. This is a little pinkier. But the Fête de Provence, and this is the Le Miel, I believe. Yeah, Miel, M-I-E-L, which is French for honey. This is the Fête de Provence collection from Nomad Cosmetics. Let's swatch these. I'm going to do it right here. So this is Miel, which I love, by the way. Took this to Paris, wore it in Paris. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, I actually think Miel is prettier. So Peter Mon, my recommendation for you, instead of Celine, is to go and get Nomad Cosmetics Miel, M-I-E-L, from the Fête de Provence collection. And here are the two shades. Can you even tell them apart? Look at that. Do I know how to match a shade or what? 40 years experience, bitches. Look at this. They're very, very, very similar. For the record, this is Nomad Miel right here. A little bit more pink to it. This is Celine lip gloss from Lunar Beauty. So if you want to swap out, hopefully you can still get it. And if you go to Nomad, please tell them I sent you. They know me. If you say NiteMare Bliss sent me, they'll be like, oh my God, we love her. Miel, one of my favorite lip gloss shades. Now, the other ones, like I said, the Fête de Provence, they are very sparkly. They're a lot more glittery, sparkly, but they are beautiful. But Miel is my #1 pick. I think I said that when I reviewed the eyeshadow palette in the collection. The shades are gorgeous. That palette is gorgeous. So that's my choice for, I would say, if you want the clear silvery kind of thing, you could go with, well, the Coconut Margarita does smell like coconut. I'm just warning you, if you don't like coconut, do not get the Coconut Margarita from Glamlite. The vodka has literally like no scent, no smell, nothing. And, I mean, Peter might feel weird getting one that says vodka and it's like shaped like a bottle, but my #1 pick for him would be Miel from Nomad Cosmetics. Last thing I'm going to talk about, because we talked about these were all brands that are not following James Charles, Colleen Ballinger, problematic people. Many of them, I would say like 3/4 of them, follow yours truly. So that's not how they ended up on this list either. It is that I do support all these brands. And honestly, 3/4 of them all follow me on Instagram, which is really cool. And a lot of them are subscribed to my YouTube channels. They might be watching this. Ooh, look at that. That does not come off. That's the Blend Bunny like a pro. So a few that I'm very shocked about, and I am going to do a follow-up to this. There's a few brands that I'm shocked about because as I was going through, I was looking through my favorite brands. I was like, do they follow James Charles? And several of them did. Not a lot. Out of like 25, 30 brands, I found 5 brands that do follow James Charles. One of them was Bella Beauty Bar. I don't know why they're following him. I use the crap out of this palette. This is Strange and Unusual. This was Halloween last year. And I love this. Look at how much I gouged. I panned that green right there. I panned the green on the side. I love that. And really started getting into these. Lydia is one of my favorite reds ever. So I love this palette. I will still use it. I mean, but you know, just letting you know, Bella Beauty Bar follows James Charles. Why? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a minute. Kaleidos Makeup, which is actually, now Kaleidos is a brand out of the East. And by East, I mean, are they from Japan? They're either from Japan or something, or South Korea. I'm like trying to, somewhere, that kind of East, okay? They're international. Also, keep in mind with the shipping, when you go with brands like that. Nomad, they live in Texas. You ain't gonna get killed on your shipping with the Nomad. But Kaleidos, I have some lip glosses from them that I love. Love Kaleidos. I haven't been buying a lot of Kaleidos lately. I've kind of fallen off the Kaleidos thing. There are things I love of theirs, like the multi-chrome eyeliner pencils. I love those. I have these little 4 pans that I adore. These little 4 pans that are just, and they come with a little thing that says, they have like what they do, base, radiate, diffuse, accentuate, and they say what they are. These little 4 pans are going to be traveling with me when I travel more. This one is my favorite. And it's so cool. It's like lace over this like silk. This is actual lace, you guys. And it has a metal, this is like a metal thing that says Kaleidos. Base, radiate, diffuse, accentuate. Obviously, this is the one I really like, are just the blacks and silver. And this is gorgeous. I love this. These are your smoky eye girls right here. And I have a lot of Kaleidos, but those were the last shadow palettes I bought of theirs. And it's been kind of like, meh, meh. Another brand I did not mention, and I didn't even search. I totally forgot about them. Sorry, they fell off my radar. Odin's Eye Cosmetics. I am guessing that Odin's Eye does not follow James Charles, but I could be wrong, and I don't have my phone handy to check it. But Odin's Eye is really good. They make great lipstick. They make great eyeshadow palettes. But I've kind of like gotten a little, I don't want to say I've gotten sick of them, but I have so many of their palettes that I'm like, let me use those up. And I'm not, they released like the Hella Queen with Angelica Nyquist, and it was a set of 2 palettes, and I was like, I don't need any of this. Like the colors in them are pretty, but I have all those colors. I'm like, I don't need these, okay? So there's a lot of these brands, I'm just like, they're cool. I guess if I was new to makeup, I'd probably want it, but I just don't need any of that, all right? So I forgot to mention Odin's Eye. I do not know if they follow James Charles or not. And even, we're going to talk about if that matters or not in a minute. It does to Peter Mon, and I totally understand that. And I said, I do too. I care where my money goes to, which is why I'm kind of glad he brought this up, and I looked into brands I follow. So we have Bella Beauty Bar and Kaleidos. Definitely follow James Charles. And I do have I didn't save the receipts for that, but when I looked, they did. Okay. One of them I was really bummed about because I really wanted to recommend this to Peter is Venom Virgin. This is Killer Filler Hydrating Gloss. Jeremy Sandoval is an amazing makeup artist who does these really, really cool glosses. Look at And these are plumping glosses. This is a Killer Filler hydrating gloss. He does plumping glosses and he does hydrating glosses. This one is like the plain, you know, the Virgin is the one that has no shade to it at all, no color. I have actually 5 of his all together. But you can do, for more pigmented color, apply 2 to 3 layers. I'mBloodyBlush.com. My niece actually told me about I'm Bloody Blush and said, hey, you want to support, you know, someone who does drag? This color is called Heart of Glass. Jeremy does amazing drag and amazing makeup. Great makeup artist. Makes all kinds of cool stuff. I really love this lip gloss too. I love the, and if you get the plumping ones, holy crap, your lips are like, I mean, you feel like bee stung lips. But Jeremy Sandoval follows James Charles. Now, that's all I'm going to say. Let me finish. And then the other one was Glamanitrix. Glamanitrix, frankly, I was shocked that they follow him. Glamanitrix is based out of Australia. So in Glamanitrix's defense, I don't think they know what's going on with him here. So I'm cutting them the benefit of the doubt a little bit, but Glamanitrix does follow James Charles, and I was a little bit shocked about that because I'm like, how do they even have him on their radar? I don't think they know about him because it's an Australian brand. When you order from them, it takes forever to arrive. Okay, it takes forever. And the shipping is insane because you're getting eyeshadow palettes and things shipped from Australia. It's expensive. So that might be something you wanted to skip anyways because it's a lot. From the time that it takes to get here to the shipping cost, all of that, it's a lot. You have to really want Glamanitrix and really want to try them or be on their PR list to even have to think about it. Now, okay, Jolie Beauty. I have 3 of the palettes right here, the big ones, the big girls. Ethereal and the vampire one, I forgot what it's called, and the other one. I forgot the name. I got the new Carnival. Prepare to be mesmerized and terrified as the carnival arrives to town. The sun sets, moon takes its place, the carnival sun shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. So it says, our Carnival Pressed Pigment Palette is a combination of a celebration of our love for the spooky and a celebration of the Jolie Beauty motto, what makes you different makes you beautiful. We hope this palette and collection allows you to fly your freak flag high and proud. They are vegan, they are cruelty-free, they put batch numbers on their palettes, which is important. They are from the UK, and yeah, designed and developed in the UK, made in PRC, so you know this is made in the PRC, People's Republic of China, which is what Manny did too with Lunar Beauty. I don't know if you knew that. Manny switched over and ended up using PRC for his lab, for his palettes. He switched over after a while, and it was kind of after the COVID thing, and it was just more economical, he said, and allowed him to keep his palette cost down. So I love this palette, ordered it. I said I wasn't going to get any more palettes, but this was just every color that I could ever need in one place as far as Halloween type things. And I really like these rows right here. I love, but I like it. I thought this is going to be really fun to do. Like the shade Unique, I just really like. Sinister is your basic black. And I like supporting Jolie. I love the owner. She is beautiful. She's like so stunning. I love the way she does makeup. I love her aesthetic. And I was honestly, I don't know that I was that shocked that she follows James Charles. Also, again, she's British. When you watch her, I mean, she's British. She lives in England. I don't know if she knows all the stuff that's going on with them. And I don't want to say, I'm not defending her and saying she doesn't know, or like Glamanitrix, they don't know. But they might just not know, you guys. I mean, we all hear about it all the time. It's even been on the news here. But for someone, I'm curious in the UK and in Australia if they know what's going on with him. So, I was going to recommend Jolie Beauty especially because I really like this brand. And I was like, well, I can't for the purpose of this video if you want to know somebody who does or doesn't follow James Charles. And also let me show you this. I got Twisted. I got the multi-chrome, this liquid multi-chrome that is, oh my God, it's just, look at that. Look at that multi-chrome. It's like, ooh, it's so cool. Love it. I'm going to use it. I mean, I just bought these. I literally spent a lot on these, especially getting them shipped from the UK and the whole thing. I am going to use them. I'm not throwing them away. I can't do it. I don't have Peterman. I have 8 channels money. Okay, I've made, I think in all year since I've been monetized, I think I've maybe made $15, and I've probably spent about $1,000 on makeup this year. So no, Peter, I'm not going to throw these away. I'm going to be using these because I can't afford to just throw makeup away because they're following someone that I can't stand, frankly. I hate James Charles. But that all being said, you might not care, not you, Peter Mon, but he's probably not even watching this, let's be real. But you out there, the consumer, might not care if a brand is following James Charles. You might be like, well, they probably just look at him like he does makeup, so we're going to follow him. You know, and he's like one of the big names that like does makeup. Nikki Tutorials, James Charles, Jeffree Star. Like all of these brands, clearly they want someone with millions of followers to notice them because they need to be noticed because they are not corporate brands. They're not in Sephora. They're not in Ulta. So they, as much as they might hate James Charles and they might not support what he does, for their bottom line and for them to, it's so competitive in the makeup industry, especially when you're one person running an indie brand. It's so competitive and it's so hard to get noticed because there's every day we see more and more new indie brands popping up, right? Some of them closed down. Midas Cosmetics closed down. Then Midas Cosmetics came back and reopened. They were like, and look up Makeup Geek, you know. I bought Makeup Geek makeup when she did the closing sale, and now I guess it's coming back maybe? I don't know, or did? I can't even keep up anymore. But Midas Cosmetics completely closed down. I did a video on it, and then all of a sudden, like a few months later, Midas Cosmetics, we're opening back up again. Good for them. That's awesome. That's great. I love my Midas palettes. They're always really good. But, you know, my point is, when there are literally like just thousands and thousands of like makeup brands out there, these brands are these indie brands that are just trying to like get by and put their kids through school and make a living, and they're working full-time jobs and working actual jobs, and this makeup is their side gig. You know, they're like, I just need one of these big influencers to notice me, and they throw their hat in the ring. And I don't think they're thinking that deeply about it. And yes, maybe they should. Maybe they should be saying, yeah, I want one of these big influencers to notice me, but maybe not that guy. Maybe not the sus one. You know, maybe not the one that had to do a video where he mentioned the word, why is my light, hello. There we go. I don't know why my camera keeps like ghosting me out. Maybe don't want attention from the guy who's really sus. You know, that's all I'm saying. So that all being said, because I do have relationships and DMs with a few of these brands, especially I have Jolie Beauty. They've commented on my videos. They've shared some of my stuff before. They've shared some of my looks before. And I don't want to say I know the owner, but I've talked to the owner in DMs. So I do want to reach out to her and I want to say, hey, I did this video, and I'm curious. I want to know your opinion as a brand owner, as a brand. You follow James Charles. I'm not judging you right now. I'm not going to judge you either way. I want to hear I'm willing to listen. Okay. I'm not just going to judge and say, like, Peter is really angry about it. He's like, you follow James Charles. You're dead to me. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because like I said, Glaminatrix is in Australia. She's in England. I have friends who are, who do makeup and who are YouTubers, and they have no idea what's going on with most of these beauty influencers. They're like, I don't even know who that is. Okay. So I know people who are in England, Sweden, Australia, who have no idea what's going on with James Charles. So I think it is fair to at least ask these brands and reach out and say, and that's the thing too, you can do that. You can say, hey, I really like your brand. I want to support you, but I have a question about someone that you seem to be following and supporting online. And I would feel better about purchasing your makeup if you would make your stance clear on why you're following this person, or Do you not know what's going on with them? Maybe you haven't done your research. Another reason I say this is because I noticed that I've been on Instagram so long that I have like over 6,000 people I'm following. I started unfollowing people, and I have since started I've unfollowed like over 1,000 people on Instagram, which mostly they're like either dead accounts, like nobody's doing anything on them anymore or whatever. They haven't been around for a long time, or they're accounts that they've never posted anything, or they're businesses, and they're mostly all businesses. I'm like, I don't need to follow all these. But let me tell you, to unfollow all of these, it has taken me months. I have to sit and just do like a certain amount of time. And also, I don't know if you knew this, if you unfollow too many people on Instagram at once, they will like block your account. They will like stop you and say, you can't perform this action anymore. And I have screenshotted it and I have proof of that. Because I sent it to Instagram. I'm like, why are you stopping? Why are you blocking and locking my account? Oh, you unfollowed too many people. What? So I've gotten in trouble and been thrown in Instagram's jail, Peterman, for unfollowing too many people at once, just so you know. So again, I'm not defending brands or anything, but I think I am because I know some of these brands, I know some of the owners, and I know they're good people, that I want to reach out to Jolie Beauty in particular, because I have so much respect for her. And I'm just going to say, hey, I did this video because it came up in conversation on a drama channel of brands that support problematic influencers. There's a certain problematic influencer that you follow, Mr. James Charles. I am curious, do you know what's going on with him? Do you know why he's problematic? Would you unfollow him? If you don't want to unfollow him, why wouldn't you? Or as a business owner, do you just look at, I only care about the bottom line? Because I really think Jolie Beauty does care. The owner, she does not come off to me as someone who wouldn't care about everything that's happened. She is just seems way, way, way too real and too cool to not care about when people accuse people of things and stuff like that. So I'm just curious. I really think maybe she just has no idea. And that's the thing too. These are like individual people, like I said, who are trying to balance having a life and a job. They're not corporations. Now, I agree, there is no excuse for big corporations like all the things Peterman bought. They have social media account managers, okay? Those people should be making the right decisions, and they should be going to the top and saying, hey, should we or should we not follow this person? This might not be a good look for us. I think a lot of times, like in me personally, I went through and I unfollowed a bunch of people, and I was like, I can't believe I'm following this person. Why am I following them? Unfollow, unfollowed a bunch of people. Because years ago when I started following them, they were not all problematic and icky and whatever. And I followed them because I liked the way they did makeup. And now I went back and I had to specifically look them up to unfollow them. And I don't miss them at all because I wouldn't even see their posts anyway. But I'm just saying, unless you take the time out of your day to go find these things and do these things, and a lot of these people are just trying to run a brand. They're single people who are like, okay, now I got to go in my Instagram and unfollow this problematic person. They might just not know. So that's something to take into account. Also, I'm going to close this by saying some people don't care. Some people are like, I have friends who still invite me to do collabs that have to do with, they're like, we're doing this Jeffree Star collab. I'm like, hun. I've said on my channel for years that I don't want to use his products, that I don't want to support him, that he's cringe to me. The more he does, the cringier he gets. He's not getting better. I think he's just getting worse all the time. It's just cringy, and I don't feel good about it. That being said, I am going to be doing a collab that has to do with Jeffree Star, but I am not using Jeffree Star. It's going to be very interesting. Anyway, but I was very upfront with her. I said, thank you for inviting me. I'm not judging you for using his stuff, whatever. You do you, but I don't. And I don't feel comfortable, using his stuff on my channel. I think there's brands that are way better. And that's what I'm going to do, is instead of using any of his palettes, I'm going to be showing you brands that are good that you can use that I think are better than his formulas. Hello, Unearthly and Menagerie. Those two in particular, Blend Bunny. You can make every color, every palette he has with the colors that all these brands do. He's not doing anything groundbreaking anymore. He hasn't for a long time. If you think he's groundbreaking, your brain is going to explode when you start discovering Unearthly Cosmetics, when you start discovering Blend Bunny, when you start discovering some of these other indie brands. Your brain will explode. Oh, Adept Cosmetics, ADEPT, expensive but phenomenal. I've done looks with some of their palettes. So this is the longest video ever, but I had a lot to say about this. In the end, it's really up to you with who you want to support, and you might not care. You might, look, I never thought about this. Until Peter Mon did this video, I never thought, oh, I'm using brands that follow James Charles on Instagram. I never thought about it because I just didn't think about it. But now I'm like, hey, that's something to think about. It's interesting. Is it going to stop me from using my Jolie Beauty? No. But am I going to write to her in a DM and say, hey, I have a question about you following James Charles? Yes, I am going to do that. And I hope to do that in the next day or so. And when I get a response back, I will do a video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her, is it okay if I talk about the fact that we talked about this? I'm assuming she will get back to me, and I'm going to say, look, I'm not saying if you do or you don't, that's you, that it's your business. You run your business. You do your business the way you do your business. You don't have to justify it to me or not. But as a consumer, I'm saying, you know, it's something that people are starting to look at. And if I may offer a bit of advice, you know, you might want to consider not following him. It just might not be the best look, but I know a lot of people don't care as well. So it's up to her. It's her brand, right? But I'm also going to ask her if it's okay if I share her response on video. If she doesn't want me to, I won't. But if she says that it's okay, I will. So that's where we're going to leave it. I may also reach out to a couple of the other brands and ask them the same question because I'm just curious. And I'm not going to attack them. I'm not judging them. I'm just curious. I want to know, like, maybe they said, I will be really shocked and surprised, and I'll feel vindicated if they say, oh my God, I still follow him. I didn't even know I still follow him. Ick, ick, ick. I have currently unfollowed him. And then I will take a screenshot and show it to you. So they might not even know because I didn't know some of the people I was still following that I went back and I was checking through. I'm like, okay, unfollow that person. So there you go. Maybe you want to go check out your follow list and clean house. And I hope you like this. This was a lot. I know I forgot stuff, but my camera's going to stop any second. So that all being said, thank you for hanging in there. Drop your favorite emoji for Halloween down below if you made it this far. Stay tuned. I have giveaways. I have all kinds of candle reviews and fun stuff coming up, more makeup. And I will see you all in the next one. I love you all. Let me know what you think of all this. It's a lot. No judgment here, but let me know what you think. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.